Okay.
Doing good.
Happy Sunday.
To you as well. The start of a new week.
Oh, don't remind me. Time to go
First
back.
week of December. Everybody loves it.
It's an odd month.
It is, but a good one. Christmas time is my favorite time of the year. I'm not like I've said before. I'm not a hugely spiritual person, but I do like Christmas time. So we did our we've been buying gifts for the boys, and Marla and I did our gift inventory to see if we've been leaning one way or the other with too many gifts for one person or the other. It's our Christmas tradition.
Of course you have been, but that's good.
Sure.
You have favorites.
Oh yeah, we have a number 1 and a number 2 son. That's okay.
Yep.
What's happening, Gordon?
Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah? Having a good weekend?
Yeah, it's all right. Yep, didn't do much. How about you?
I slept till 10:30 and then did chores all the whole rest of the day.
Wow. So you sound like a son instead of a father.
I know. Not so bad though.
Your boys both back home now?
Yeah, they've been home. So never really went back. So there was a little bit of talk about Jonas going back to SLU High, but the reality was they went hybrid. So he got a chance to choose, and he's basically like, look, I can do it from home as easily as I can go to school. So yeah, we've all been here, sort of in our own little quarantine.
Wow. And they're still not gaming with you, huh?
No, Marla put a stop to that.
No.
She didn't want it. She didn't want them going anywhere near this. She's like, I tolerate it for you, but I want better for our sons.
Well, we all want better, but
there's nothing better than gaming with a couple of people.
I hear you. Yeah, I like this. We game a lot, and I got to say I'm enjoying a lot of it, and starting to go to like conventions and stuff like that now. I mean, all the stuff that I wish I could have done when I was like 20 and didn't because I had no money and no time. Suddenly, those opportunities are opening themselves up, which I like. So we'll see. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Good, and Chuck's here as well. Hello, Chuckster.
Hey.
How you doing, bud?
I'm all right.
I see you still haven't bought a camera yet.
I have a camera. If I turn it on, the computer freezes.
Oh, that's right. You got to get a new computer now.
I can no longer smoke through you, though. I can't live vicariously through your house.
Oh, no doubt. How about the clank of the Zippo? Oh, man, that takes me back.
Yep.
Well, if Les would just like to send about $2,800 down to Texas, I'll get a new computer. It'll work perfectly, and the camera will always be on.
Let me check what I have in the vault.
You still won't see Chuck through the smoke, but
oh man, I still get a twinge of wanting a cigarette every once in a while, more often than I like. But
more often when you're watching Chuck smoke.
Oh man, I wish he was here so I could smell it. I
haven't been taking advantage of that. When we get into a tough situation and we need a call to go our way, I just come on, Les. Come on, buddy. Our way.
That's brutal. No, I wish he was here that he could come back so I could smell it. I miss the smell. People talk about, all the problems with smoking, lung cancer, polyps, that kind of stuff, but they never talk about the sense of well-being that it gives you. I mean, it really, really sort of makes you forget everything else. All the bad
We need to
stuff.
start marketing cigarette candles, Les. I bet we could make $1 million.
Candles that smell for ex-smokers? I'd buy one.
Yeah.
Just go out and hang out in the smoking area just to get a whiff.
Dirty ashtray.
Oh man, can't beat it.
But supposedly that secondhand smoke will kill you faster than the firsthand smoke. Now explain that shit to me.
It's used.
Firsthand has a filter in it.
Smoke.
What's that, Don?
Firsthand smoke has a filter in it.
The secondhand smoke has 2 filters. The one I drug it through in my lungs that it came out of.
You're saying the smoke coming off the tip of the cigarette's unfiltered?
Yeah.
That seems like a stretch.
A lot of it seems like a stretch.
Well, so I mean, if you're just talking about standing a couple of feet away from somebody who's having a cigarette, I think the dangers there are pretty minimal. But I remember, and we all are, I think, of old enough to remember when it was perfectly okay to smoke on planes and in offices and all that kind of stuff. And my first job when I was a reporter, we all smoked. Everybody smoked in the news office. We had one woman who didn't smoke, and she used to bitch about it constantly, which was sort of, one of her more endearing features. Anyway, but we smoked all the time, and you could just you had to push it away. If you had 4 or 5 people in the news office, that place had like a permanent cloud over it. And our publisher used to once a year bring in a steam cleaning service over the weekend to steam clean the drop ceilings. And you'd walk in on Monday and you'd be like, it's so bright in here. I can't see. My eyes are quivering because all of the tar and nicotine had been
removed
out.
from the yeah.
Yeah. But no, I remember coming in when, I'd be coming back from a story and I'd sit at my desk and I'd pop open my computer and the first thing would be, out came a Marlboro and light it, put it in my ashtray and start to type my story out. Now I'd probably go.
When you say pop open your computer, you mean turn it on.
Turn it on. Yeah, it wasn't a pop open.
Laptop.
I had a big tower with a big monitor. I have a picture of that of my office when I was a reporter, and I don't know if I'll show it to you if I can find it, but I had so my computer used to act up every once in a while because computers. And so what I'd acquired some really large Roman candle bombs, which I had wired to the computer underneath the monitor. So whenever it would start acting up, I would hold my lighter near the wicks and tell it that it needed to stop or I was going to blow it up. And it would sometimes, it would act better.
You guys remember when you could smoke on airplanes?
Mm-hmm.
That's what he was mentioning. Yeah. I
They had
remember
the
buying
smoking
my
section
dad
in the
the
back.
standing ashtray for Christmas, the little pedestal with the ashtray on it, so he could sit right next to his easy chair.
Oh yeah, the standy ashtray, a classic. All right, I found it. Hold on a second. I got to share this with you guys. All right, this is me in my office that I just described to you guys. So that was my computer, and you can see the bombs underneath the monitor.
Oh, yep, the smoke bombs.
And you could see the green wick sort of pointing out the front. That's where I would hold my lighter if.
And there's less chanting. We're number one still.
Yeah, that's me chanting. We were the #1 newspaper in Muscuda, so that was already very nice.
So who was taking the picture, Les, and why were you so perturbed?
That would be a dude named Gene Isbell. He's the guy who actually eventually replaced me, but I was a news director and we were hiring a new reporter. So Gene had spent 20 years as an MP in the Air Force and he just retired with his 20 years out. So he was like, I was probably 25 or 26. He was in his early to mid 40s and he came in and applied for the job and he was a nice guy. And we became friends and just a super dude. But, after the interview, I said, look, I think you'd be a great fit here, but I'm curious as to what makes you think that you have no experience as being writing newspaper reports. What makes you think you could be a newspaper reporter? And he goes to me, what do you think military police in the Air Force do? And I said, I don't know, busting perps, running down cases. I don't know whatever cops do, whatever. He goes, no, they write reports. He goes, I could do this job. Yeah. I was like, all right. I hired him. He eventually took over for me when I left. He ran that newspaper for well over a decade. But he took this picture. So anyway, that's my office. But yeah, you can't see it, but I had a big ashtray. You see where this yellow thing is right here? Right to the side of that was where my ashtray was. So it was right by my right hand. Perfect.
The year so I worked with you, that's pretty much how I were greeted by you pretty much every day.
That could be, yeah.
I could see what drew Marla in, Les.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it's that weird kind of like mohawk thing going on in my hair there. I don't know what the hell's happening on that thing, but it's like it was like spiked up.
It was the classic I could fix him thing.
Could be it.
It's that rebel. He was a bad boy.
I still am, as you could tell. Where's Is Matt here yet?
Did you get my message, Les?
I'm sorry?
Did you get my message?
No. What message?
Okay,
Did you
well, I
email
sent
me?
one.
In roll 20?
Should be in roll 20.
Oh yeah.
Roll 20.
Ah, okay, perfect. That puts us in good stead right there.
Do you
I
have
have it. I'll find it. Yeah, I'm sure I do.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I did with it. I saved it somewhere that I can't find it.
No worries. I will look for it right now. Also, I'm going to email Matt and find out, or text Matt. Where the hell is he? Let's see if we can get there. Mike P, how the hell are you doing, man?
I'm hanging in there. How about you?
Not so bad. You have a good weekend?
Yeah, we did our Christmas tree this weekend.
Nice. It's always fun.
Went to Eckert's, cut it down, and decorated it. Actually decorated tonight, so that part's done.
So you're a real tree guy.
Yep.
All right. All right.
I went out hunting a tree once and chopped it down myself, not realizing that in Florida in particular, those trees, because it's still warm, they're just covered in insects.
Oh.
And it was covered in fire ants, which I'm allergic to. So I had to start taking Benadryl for a few days to get it to calm down. I'm like, okay, we're not doing this again.
That's a true sacrifice for that Christmas.
Oh God.
Christmas spirit.
That's brutal.
I was expecting palmetto bugs, but yeah, fire ants.
Oh no,
are
yeah, palmetto bugs as well. Yeah.
Well, but they're generally harmless.
Yeah, they're
Fire ants, on the other hand, are not harmless.
Are not generally harmless.
Especially if you're allergic. Ooh.
Yeah. That adds a little excitement to it.
As you brought the colony into your living room.
Hey, in their defense, they were minding their own business. You came, chopped down their house, took it away.
Totally my fault. It was just not a good plan from start to finish. Because I brought it from the yard, like from the field, into the house directly. It didn't sit and rest anywhere. No, it's just that whole day, boom, right in.
So I'm assuming that you like me are a fake tree guy now.
Yes, well, that's separately because I still wanted a natural tree for a while, but
okay.
I realized as I got older, my sinuses act up when I bring in a real tree.
Huh.
Every winter I was having sinus issues, and I'm like, I wonder why that is. And then I noticed that it was like a day or two after I brought in the tree. I'm like, oh, I'm an artificial guy now.
Oh, I wonder what it is about pine trees that.
I'm betting it's just pollen. Pollen.
Yeah,
gotcha.
Common enough one to react to. So.
Well, Marlon and I used to get real trees. Oh, by the way, Matt says he'll be right here. Marlon and I used to get real trees for years, and then we fungoed, like, you know how you have to keep it hydrated and that kind of stuff and keep it watered. Well, I freaking forgot the shit out of that for like a week and a half and forgot to fill the thing. And but everything seemed fine until I went to after Christmas, remove the tree from the house. I grabbed onto the tree. And literally every pine needle fell off of that thing.
Yeah.
And
I always spend the extra like $7 and get the huge bag that you can buy with it. That you just wrap it up real quick and you take the whole thing.
Zip it up.
We never got all the pine needles out. I mean, for years afterward, you'd be vacuuming or pull the door back, and there'd be a pine needle under the bed, in the ceiling fan dust, everywhere. And I'm just like, how could it possibly do? They can't counteract gravity. They were everywhere.
They follow your next house too.
Well, we had one real tree in this house, and we learned that lesson pretty quick because we did the exact same thing. But pine needles got everywhere. But we also learned it because we had a cat at the time, and Buddy loved the tree in ways that made it problematic for Christmas. So he would get in the tree and knock shit off, and he thought nothing was so entertaining as knocking ornaments off the tree. And so we've got like the top half of the tree, we got ornaments, and nothing on the bottom half because he would jump up, and then he would jump in the tree and knock them off the top. So it was like a whole ordeal.
Climbing the tree is one issue we have.
Yep. So, well, I found the thing. Do you want me to resend it to you, Jennifer?
We lock our cat downstairs, so we don't have to worry about that with the tree.
Thanks, Les.
Mindy won't let me.
Won't let you what?
Lock the cat downstairs.
Ah.
And when I was like 13 or 14, there was an elderly woman in the neighborhood. and she was kind of bummed because she wasn't doing well physically. And so we basically made a party of it. We all went over there. We took food, drinks, and set up her Christmas tree and decorated it. And she was just as happy as she could be. And we hadn't been home more than 10 minutes when she called my mother crying. Her cat had knocked the tree over,
Oh God.
and everything went all over the living room.
Oh,
Nice. I've been trying to convince Marla to get a dog. She's not buying into it yet, though. I'm like, we're home all the time. Your old argument against dogs was we were never home. Now we're home all the time.
now we never leave.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna be honest and just tell you she doesn't want one.
Yeah.
You know what she wants? She wants a horse.
That's
horse.
actually
Horses-
more than a dog.
Yeah, I know.
Horses are cheap. Upkeep is expensive.
Yeah. Well, she wants a farm to go along with the horse too. So
Your yard's not that big.
Get her a baby goat.
my garage is pretty good, but it's not that big. It's not horse big. Get her a goat. I've told her we're gonna have to. If we get a horse, we have to get a goat. Probably a couple of goats.
Well, the little baby goats are just adorable.
And you
Yeah,
might as well
pretty
go with chickens and all kinds of other stuff too.
We've discussed that. So she's,
Farm
you know, I
animals.
think she's. We've gone over to Gordon and Jennifer's a couple of times in the last year. I think she's got the bug.
And I don't remember,
Nice.
Jen might know. Do you know the names of the breed of goat that when you startle them, they go paralyzed temporarily?
The
The
faint-
ones that fall asleep, they call them sleeping goats.
Yeah, I've always
I've heard them referred
heard
to as fainting goats.
and I've heard them
Fainting.
referred to as scapegoats because I guess in the herd they were intended that they would fall over and be eaten, and then the rest of the stuff would get away, basically. But yeah,
There you go.
Seriously, what a bad rap, man. That sucks.
No kidding. Is that where the word scapegoat comes from?
well, I think that's what those goats are used for. They're used to protect a more valuable herd. So if a predator comes at them, those when they get spooked go paralyzed and fall asleep, and
The
then
predator.
they're an easy meal, and the more expensive herd animals can get away from whatever the predator is.
So how'd that work with evolution? What
But that-
part of the goat said, you know what, this is a great idea. How about whenever we get spooked by something that's going to eat us, we just freak out and paralyze?
Well, there are a number of predators that won't eat anything that doesn't move. If it appears dead or is still, they won't touch it.
Well, that's the whole playing possum thing too, isn't it?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So
So you take those goats and put them in with the other ones. It's not a herd of goats that has one of them grown up in that herd.
yeah,
They're
no,
planted in there.
yeah, you put a couple, three of those in a large herd, the rest of the herd gets away. But I would want to get a couple of those and then just periodically run out in the backyard and go, ah, and watch them all go, ooh, and fall over.
They all just fall over. Oh man, that's rude.
But then again, I'm an asshole, so
Imagine Chuck's neighbor. He's out there with the goats again. He's scaring the goats again.
Scared. That's Chuck. He's scaring the goats.
He's
Again.
heard him yell. How many did you get this time?
You got them all.
it's
Lining
goat
them up
bowling.
like dominoes.
Here's Mr. Matt. Or not. There he is. Matt.
His audio is not connected yet.
Oh,
Now it
okay.
is.
Can you hear me now?
Matt, say something.
Yep.
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right.
Hey,
I
buddy.
was having real trouble tonight getting on. Hi guys, how's everyone?
Good. How you doing?
Talking about goats.
We're talking about goats and scapegoats.
Goats, my goats. Oh, scapegoats. My other.
Goats.
My,
I said that in front of my team one time, and they were like, "Oh my god!"
you're like, how old
You
are
are so
you?
old.
Yeah.
Shut up. That was rad.
I said once I haven't seen you guys in a month of Sundays, and they're like, okay, old man Meadow.
Old man.
You know what they cross. Had you guys ever heard somebody refer to something as deer when it's expensive? Like that comes deer. You guys ever
Yeah,
heard that phrase?
Well, I'd say you pay dearly for it. Yeah, you're like
I've heard pay dearly for it. Yeah.
Okay.
not comes deer.
I said that comes deer one time, and people looked at me like I had grown a third eye in the middle of my forehead, and they're like, "What in the hell are you talking about?"
Like, why are you trying to sell us deer cum?
That's because you were throwing out that 1832 lingo.
That's true. I do like the ancient lingo.
Yeah, you failed your charisma on that one.
I massively blew it, is what I did. All right, so everybody's here. Game time. So much going on. I went and started sort of looking at all the stuff that had happened last time. It's almost too much. to even talk about. You guys went down and snuck up on the Redlands Consortium from behind, got into their warehouse, surprised their demonic warehouse workers, which is really sort of all warehouse workers. Got in there, killed those guys, and started digging around looking for Sivar, and found something really disturbing. You guys found that the warehouses, of which there are 2 of them, were filled with stacks and stacks of crates. These big crates, several feet on a side. Ilindar and Bardos,
Skillfully, mind you.
massively skillfully, and using much of their
Openly,
mighty
yes.
thews as they pried open a couple of these things and found a very disturbing sight inside. Essentially a honeycomb inside each crate, and in each honeycomb it.
Every
Each
time you say the
spot,
word honeycomb, I hear yeah.
in each slot, a drugged or poisoned person, and you realize, you guys came to the conclusion pretty quickly that this was how Redlands Consortium ships their slaves to the mining consortiums that they deal with. They drug them or poison them in some way, slot them into these crates, and ship the crates. In fact, you found a couple of it out in the streets, in the alley next to the warehouse. You found a cart with a lizard in front of it, already loaded with 2 of these giant crates. And then Farina, you came across on the northern end of the smaller warehouse a Carano demon with a boat also containing 2 crates, just getting ready to leave. It puts you guys at a strange impasse. So the situation that exists right now is essentially you have taken over Redlands Consortium's warehouse complex, and you're pretty sure that you've done it without the guys in the main office finding out. However, the main office is only 35 yards away, and ultimately those guys are going to come back to the there are dozens of reasons why somebody from the main office might show up at the warehouse. They're bringing new stock. They're checking to see why the guys from the warehouse didn't call in. Who knows what's going on? But the fact is, you put a stop to all of the warehouse activity. So that's one. You got the warehouses, but the main office you haven't even touched. Now, they may or may not be aware of what's going on, but at some point they're going to send somebody, and you know this. They're going to have to. Part 2. There are a lot of crates in here now. I know, and so even if you did it, and so I did the math, and you could see, if you scroll up, you could see a lot of random percentages. But if you take a few minutes, and it'll take you about 8 to 10 minutes to go through both warehouses and count, you find essentially 61 total crates. Now, of the 61, 8 of them are obviously for larger creatures, either 4s or singles. So you discount that. That leaves 53 crates. Of them, you suspect, by virtue of size and shape, that 53 of them, 36 of the 53 are these 25-person crates. The others are either, your guess, you haven't pried any of them open, but you guess they either hold 10 or potentially 12. So either 10s or dozens for smaller orders. If you do a quick math in your head, do a little ciphering, 36 25-man crates is 900 individuals. And if you take into account the other ones that may or have 10 or 12, you're guessing another 185 to 200, which means you have 2 warehouses here with crates totaling close to 1,100 prospective slaves.
Hey, Gus, I got a
Woohoo,
question.
we're rich.
How
Yeah.
many experience points is each one of those guys worth?
Like if you were to like to gas the warehouse and get all of them, so probably something like 150. You might have
How
some.
many gold
You might have
pieces
some
are they
options there.
worth?
So if we did that, so that's like 150,000 experience points right off the top there.
Give it to Mom.
Oh, wait, I'm going to cast Detect Evil on Farina real quick. I think alignment change.
So that's a lot. So I know that you guys
One of us,
came in
one
here.
of-
I know that you guys came in here, and so that's just mentally counting. You haven't opened the crates. You haven't found Sivar yet. So there's that. So opening 36 of these crates to try and find Sivar could take a couple hours. even if you work continuously and find somebody better at opening crates than Bardos or
No,
Illinois.
there are none better than Bardos.
I'd say if we just put some people with some
I think the
strength in
people
it.
in the crates are better than opening the crates.
You could swing a cat at a brownie meeting and find somebody better at opening crates than Illendar and Bardos. But the reality is it's a couple hours. You guys probably don't have a couple hours before this caper gets blown. So you got to think about it that way. There's also 2 carts on a unattended wagon out in the alley. There might be people in there, but there's also 2 carts on a tended Carano Demon boat by Farina. As I believe, Farina, you spoke briefly with this guy too, didn't you? Or spoke?
Considered killing him.
Yeah.
There was some talk about that.
Yeah,
about murder.
I pointed my bow at him before I realized he was just the driver.
Yeah, don't.
Well, I've got the stat sheet out if you want to go ahead and take a shot at him. So,
Chuck,
and I'm not saying you should. I mean, so that's there's a couple of things involved there. So, I mean, at this point, you guys need to try and maybe figure out what are you guys going to do next. The battle is pretty much just now ended. Everything has come to the thing. We're sort of finding ourselves in Bellis Res here, but there's no obvious anybody fighting you right now. So you've captured the warehouse, but the task that you've set yourselves is really daunting. And I'm very curious as to what you guys are going to do.
So I think we should.
Oh, I bet you should probably switch over to the warehouse. Hold on, let me switch to the map.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My thought is we don't take the job 2/3. Go ahead and wipe out the non-warehouse, and that way, at that stage, then we can, at our leisure, go through all this and figure out who's who and find our guy if he's here.
Lothar doesn't have any way of searching for his mentor, because he should have.
I'm looking now.
I pass up across the space-time continuum. My multiverse characters are wondering why they spend so much time in warehouses. This is where my other character is too in Traveler. Yeah, we're in the basement of the.
Oh,
warehouse.
the basement. Well, yeah, that really wasn't a warehouse though.
All right.
It
looks very similar. Yeah, the old fake warehouse, eh?
Mm-hmm. This is a real warehouse.
So my question to Bardos, Lothar, do we have any ability to transport in mass? Do we have any sort of gating technology we can to bring to bear?
Not all these are humans.
But even still, I don't have the ability to do gate.
Okay.
I have the ability to plane shift, but I can take a very limited number of people with me. So I don't think that works. What I'm trying to find now is if there's a way that I can hone in on where Sivar is. Not that that's the only concern, but it's my greatest concern.
We've seen 1 or 2 of these crates open. What would you say? I mean, they're not all humans, right? There's a lot of demons.
No, a lot of different. I mean, it's pretty much a continuum of. I mean, a lot of humans, a fair amount of demons. Fellow demons, tieflings, things like that. Minor fiends, that kind of stuff. And some of the non-25. So the 25 case crates are typically human-sized creatures, medium-sized creatures, 2 arms, 2 legs, head. In some of the other ones, you're guessing that they may hold giants or other creatures of a larger stature. They're just shaped differently, and so it seems reasonable. We also have some smaller crates, but they also look like they may be designed for medium-sized creatures. But yeah, elves, demons, humans, all different kinds of medium-sized bipedal humanoids.
But chances are most of them are evil. So I mean, we're not like bound to have to free everyone here just because we're good, right?
You don't. I don't think I can leave here in this situation. I have to find something to do.
Can we free some of them and have them free the others?
Yeah, that's a thought. But they're drugged.
Or poisoned or asleep or something.
Well, yeah, the ones. I mean, so if I recall correctly, Bardos and Illendar have opened 2 crates. Both of them are full. Both of them are the 25 stacks. So there's, but yeah, examining a couple of those guys. I mean, Ilindar, if I recall correctly, you did like a heal medicine check on them last time, and basically your determination wasn't a great roll, but it was along the lines of they're either poisoned or drugged in some way. Yeah.
Okay, can we undrug a couple of them so that they can open the other crates? And can we get the dead bodies off the street?
Yeah, I'm happy to go help with that now.
Don, you sent that to me instead of Jennifer, I think.
Maybe Fletcher and I. Maybe
You want them
Fletcher.
off the street in pieces or whole? Pieces might be easier. But it's
I don't care how
Classic
they go off the
Fletcher.
street.
I mean, I can leave Baru here. He's just thinking this looks like a feast.
Hey, Les, I pinged you.
How much do these guys weigh?
They're pretty hefty, so they're large creatures. So yeah, you're probably going to end up, unless you use some sort of magical means, you're probably going to have to. I mean, you know, as bloodthirsty as Fletcher is, he may be on the right path here because you're probably going to have to chop him up.
Not really. That's what. How much do these things weigh?
1,500 to 2,000 pounds.
You just enlarge Fletcher to.
Don't even need that.
Okay.
Storm's lift off the ground weight is 7,200
That's
pounds.
true. I always forget about Storm from a lifting shit point of view.
How can you forget a giant dragon hanging around our party?
Sorry, what was that you said?
Yeah, this giant dragon, Les. How do you miss it so easily?
Hey,
Gotta have
Les,
that
is the store closed still?
That door there. Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it's still. That is a cart door. So yeah, I mean that door's still closed.
And I can't open it from out here, right?
No, it would be barred from the inside, but it wouldn't be anything for you to go inside and you know move it. I mean, there's no like locks or anything on it.
I'm going to stand out here and guard the, just kind of keep track of this back entrance, the back entrances. There's plenty of people to haul bodies.
Okay.
Somebody sees a need for me to be somewhere else.
I'll haul bodies too, and I'll try to look like I'm in servitude if I need to some giant demonic dragon creature or whatever, as I'm dragging these bodies or equipment off the street.
Okay. So you get so Farina, you're just gonna basically you're basically like, all right, Carano demon, whatever, you know, that kind of thing, and no attack on him or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. He's not. Last I remember you saying he was basically like had lit up a smoke and was enjoying the show.
Yeah, basically, he just was watching the thing. Now, once you turn away, I mean, there was one point after the battle ended, essentially, that you were sort of standing there looking at him. He was standing there looking at you, and it was like, what's going to happen next? Two gunslingers, right? But you did not attack, went into the building and that kind of stuff. So he boarded his ship and began taking off.
So, I mean, he's the closest one to probably raise the alarm. But
yeah,
I mean, we could be losing our quarry too if he's. His boxes look like they're the ones that have the small ones.
They had the same structure and they look like the 25s.
You want me to hail him and have him stop?
Yeah, I wouldn't let him go anywhere until we figure out what's going on.
You can always drop Storm on him if we need to.
Okay, so I'm going to walk over here and I'll have Otto come over here. And I'll ask him to stop a minute. We'd like to check. Before he goes, we'd like to check his what he's carrying.
So what language are you talking to him in?
That's excellent.
Oh,
question.
never mind. They speak common.
Okay, because
of all things.
Do I understand they speak Cockney Common as?
You want to look at me? You don't want to look at me boxes? All right. So what do you say, Farina? So you stop this guy. You're like, oh, hold up.
Yeah, hold up there. Hey, listen. I know you saw all the hubbubaloo here. We're looking for something in particular, and before you haul off with those boats, I'm pretty sure there's several people in my party that would like to take a peek. I'm sure you don't mind.
So he stops. He was sort of like, so he was getting ready to pull sort of out into the river, and he sort of turns around and looks at you, and you hear, not through voice, because he's got this, he's a Carano demon, so he looks like Karen. He's got the the little pinprick eyes and the cowl and that kind of stuff. This is what he looks like. So. So you can't really see a mouth, but you hear in your head through via telepathy, you hear this very sort of archaic voice say, "By what right or authority have you any call to examine the contents of these boxes? I've just taken receipt of them from the warehouse of the Redlands Consortium, and unless I miss my guess, you are not of the Redlands Consortium."
It's under
Yeah,
new management.
By the tip of this arrow is the right that I hold, and I pull my bow up.
Hostile
Okay.
takeover, bitches.
So you hear something that you're in your mind, and you're like, "What is that?" Because it sounds like a rasp on wood, kind of, and it takes you a second to realize that it's telepathic laughter. He goes, I don't mean to be rude, of course, but I have no fear of your arrows, lady archeress. My charge comes under the contract that my people have with Nocticula, and we are to be held inviolate. If you are to, and he looks as sort of Fletcher comes running up. If you were to attack me, the outcome is not at all guaranteed, and it would certainly get back to both my people and to the Lady of the Plain.
Well, really, we have no desire to attack you. Quite honestly, I'd like to find this shit out here. And if it's on your boat, we can make it worth your while. We're not here to put you in a bad spot. We're just here to get some business taken care of and move along.
He looks kind of over at the main office, and he kind of looks at you, and he says, "My sense of perversity leads me to grant your request. If you have wished to examine these boxes, by all means, come aboard and take a look." And he's like, "I will exit the boat just to make your endeavor easier." And he actually steps off. He's like, "Excuse me, buttface," and sort of walks past Fletcher.
Does he like strawberry?
He comes over to Storm, and he sort of looks. He's like, "I've never seen such a creature like this. Is it a dragon?"
Oh!
Somewhere, Gato yells from one of the.
"I see that it is of dragon kind."
Every time she disappears for a second, comes right back.
All right, so Fletcher, what are you doing there, bud?
I'm
Lothar?
really like shivering and shaking at this point and looking at Farina, pleading.
Lothar, you hear these slaps coming from right here.
Please let me kill him. It won't
Please
take long.
let you kill him.
I can do it quick.
I really
It's
don't
another
have
dead
it.
body.
At this point, Farina has no problem with you killing. I'm not going to do the killing unless I feel threatened. But if you have the need, I'm just going to shake my head and look the other way. This group of friends that I've acquired, it's like family. They are who they are. You just got to roll with it.
I said we don't kill him.
Yeah, we're opening boxes. Let's do that.
I say we let him go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fletcher, you might be a little bit better. I mean, marginally better.
Unless I'm dragging these bodies inside the
maybe.
warehouse.
I mean, maybe. You don't have the technique of Illandar and Bardos, but you might be able to open these and just look in there and see.
Tell you what, I'll do a quick will saving throw here.
All right. He's will saving against himself.
A barbarian will save. Holy crap.
Ooh, natty 19. Up to you, Fletch. What do you want to do?
He still wants to kill him, but he's going to stand right there with his hammer in his hand and wait for an excuse.
This guy's going to stay. Once he gets done examining Storm, he's going to look at you, and you can see. I mean, you can't tell anything. And he doesn't do any telepathy with you. Just those beady.
I know demons aren't going to show any fear. I don't care. I'm just waiting.
All right. So Farina, how are you going to open these boxes? You got a crowbar or anything like that? Are you going to do strength
I
check?
kind of was hoping that Fletcher was going to open the boxes with all those muscles.
If I open them, they're going to get broken. You all right if I smash your boxes, or do you want to unlock them and open
No.
them for us?
No, we
We
shouldn't.
just want to check for our.
we
No, I
should
was
be
talking to the demon.
I would prefer that you do not smash the boxes. I am charged with bringing this freight to a recipient. If it is
So open
damaged,
them.
And plus, there's live people in there.
Arena's
you
going to
can
say,
you
"Go
can
ahead,
open them all you want. He's already granted permission to open them. In fact, he finds it amusing that you guys want to look.
They're not locked or anything.
Well, they're nailed shut like
They're
the other
nailed
ones.
shut. So if you have any kind of sharp object,
Yeah, my greatsword should be able to slice in there and open them.
Okay.
Is that a strength check?
Blood
Uses
starts
pry
pouring
bar.
out. Except for he doesn't do the edge. He goes right in the middle.
Like a magic trick. Look. Oh,
Hey, Eric.
hey, Eric.
Hey, Eric.
Yeah, whatever.
He's muted.
So I'll pry him open, Les.
Okay, so you pry him open. Give me a quick strength check. It probably, you know what? We'll shoulder roll it. I think with your strength and having a great sword, you make pretty short work of it. It'll take a couple of minutes though. And so, Farina, what are you looking for?
Lothar to come over and see if any of these guys are it.
Say, where am I?
You are in the other alley by the wagon.
Well, I can't see myself because.
Oh, sorry.
Oh wait.
Shrink down the map.
Okay, I was just looking at the big black. So
There you are.
So I can see that they're over there checking boxes on the.
Yeah, I'll holler for Lothar.
You don't
I'll
see it.
holler for him.
So you're just yelling,
Yeah, I'm
Lothar,
gonna holler.
coming over these boxes.
We've killed everyone inside. Yell that real loud.
Hold on, just checking here. So just ignore my random d20s. Okay, so you go up that alleyway and go check it out. So yeah, Farina has got this thing, and you see that Carano demon just standing there watching Fletcher with these bright eyes. I mean, to your sense, it's just that's the palpable sense of evil comes rolling off this. It's different from regular demons. I mean, regular demons, they're evil and they love destruction and that kind of stuff. You're almost kind of used to that right now. This guy's evil it's purer somehow.
Notches up.
Huh?
A couple notches up the ladder.
Well, not so much more powerful, but it's more like evil in its purest form. You get the impression that this guy would, think nothing of committing the absolute worst atrocities.
He wouldn't even do it for fun. He would just do it.
He would just do it.
I switched back to my hammer, by the way, and I'm back on looking for an excuse to hit him.
So I'm gonna cast augury.
Okay.
And I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but based on it says it gives you good or bad results in your immediate future based on a particular action.
Okay.
Right? So sort of the question that I'm asking is would searching these crates find me what I'm looking for?
These crates.
What's that?
Okay.
Boats, or are you talking about the ones?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the two on the boat, basically.
The two on the boat?
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes I think augury takes 10 minutes?
No,
Yeah.
the casting time is 1 minute.
1 minute. Okay.
So stop with your yes, Don. And it's 70% plus 1% per caster level.
Okay.
So mine would be 80%.
All right.
It says this roll is made secretly. A question may
Okay.
be so straightforward that a successful result is automatic, or so vague as to have no chance of success. So basically, is it a good result? Is it a bad result? Nothing.
I see. All right, go ahead and let's do this. You're gonna go ahead and cast a spell. Let's go ahead and roll those percentile dice. We don't have to keep them secret.
Okay, I'm good with that.
Okay. It's your spell in this area. You would know. I think that's kind of a ridiculous aspect of the spell. Ooh, very close, but it within. So you can legitimately expect to get a right answer. And your question was, state it for me again.
Will searching the two crates on this boat find me the person I'm looking for?
No.
Okay. So I can at that point tell Fletcher Sivar's not in there. What's that?
Board him back up and let him go.
Well, I don't. Here's the thing. I don't know about let him go because I don't think our paladin would be all that happy about that. But
We can't fight this fight right now.
yeah,
But if we
exactly.
sound the alarm, I mean, if we just let him go, can we just detain him for a bit?
He doesn't sound like he's worried about what we're doing. He's got his stuff and he's leaving.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, but I'm not at the spot at the moment either.
I don't
Right.
think he's gonna go talk just
Yeah.
because.
No, he's like an evil truck driver. He's going to deliver his payload, and he doesn't give a shit because the rest of it doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
Well, you got a little bit of the impression that he finds this whole because he sort of watched while you guys were sort of taking out all of the warehouse workers, right? And he didn't do anything. He just sat there, had a smoke, and sort of watched the show. And that's the impression that Farina got from this guy. But what you do know, though, there is some information that you guys do know about these Carano demons is that one, they have pretty much exclusive license from Nocticula for whatever reason to ply the waterways. So if you're moving freight on the waterways in Alishaneria, you have to have a Carano demon. You can have a boat, you can have sailors, but you got to have a Carano demon pilot. They have the exclusive license. So they work directly for Nocticula. They also, and there's various kinds of things. There's nothing really in this city that you would equate to an organized police force of any kind. But but the Carano demons are in some cases used as an expression of Nocticula's displeasure. So if somebody pisses off Nocticula, she may send a cadre of Carano demons to them to punish them. Now you've heard of this, you've never seen it.
Yeah. So at this point, I can tell you that Sivar's not in there. And if this guy is not something we can afford to mess with at this point, then
Might as well you might as well give him your name and whatnot because we need to build up our rep, right? So, like, hey, tell him the FUP was
Hey, we're
here.
gonna go, by the
The
way.
fuck was here?
That's funny.
Like, since we're all friends and all,
We probably have business cards printed up by now, so just give them a business card.
Business
Yeah.
cards. What did you guys put on? What did you guys say you changing the name from?
It's just FUP.
Just FUP?
We're not that clever.
oh, we were going with Optimus
Oh.
Primes
oh yeah,
Yeah, I like that one too.
Optimus Primes,
or Optimal Primes.
Optimal Primes.
Okay, so we've got multiple business cards.
Yeah,
Randomly just give them out. He gets one.
Sure, you give them out, based on the situation. All right,
Yeah.
so
Like
we
a
don't want
market
to. We don't
world.
want to see all of Gato's business cards.
Yeah,
Slaver, assassin, part-time drow,
yeah.
don't forget his organized crime connections.
man about town, organized crime master, and caravan guard.
And caravan.
Caravan guard.
Don't
He's
forget.
gonna get
don't
one of
for-
those cards that you see every once in a while where it says "parties ruined," virgins deflowered, regimes toppled,
Don't forget Gigolo specializing in groups.
caravans guarded.
I'm just a simple caravan guard.
Yeah.
Hiding under the count of invisibility or behind bigger people.
Hey, that's just smart.
Before, Fletcher leaves off from prying open the things and knocks it, takes the thing and knocks the crates back together. But Fletcher, as the guy begins to move, as the Carano demon begins to move back to the boat, he kind of looks at you, and in your head, you hear the telepathic message goes, "Are we done here?"
Yes. And he comes over here. And anybody seeing it, this is physically hurting him at this point. If there's anything breakable there that doesn't look like it would have a person in it, he is smashing the hell out of it right now.
So he's just takes that hammer. He's just like crashing on some empty boxes that are stowed outside, just like, "Oh, I hate that."
He can break. He is not happy.
And I need to get Fletcher's attention to bring him into whichever warehouse has the boxes in it
Yeah.
to open more.
Because he's much quicker at it than the other two.
Don't tell us.
We're still in the first
Let us
box.
have our moment. Let us think we're amazing.
So Farida, before he departs, he unthings and begins pulling away from the dock. But you do hear a final message in your head that says, "I found all this very amusing. Thank you, and I do hope that whatever your aim here, that you are successful." And he pushes off into the river and turns back down the
Oh,
way.
Fletcher, you made a friend.
No, Fletcher didn't. Farina did.
Oh yeah.
Is that the friend you want to have? I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
Opening boxes sounds reasonably destructive. I'll do
Could
that.
be
At least
an always invisible caravan guard you don't trust. That would be
well, he's not invisible now. You can see him now.
that would be a worse friend to have, I think.
Hey, Les.
hmm
I'm gonna try to lay on hands on one of the humanoids and see if it revives them.
Okay, so you got a couple of those crates open. The ones I'm assuming that you mean the ones that Bardos and Ilindar have opened, or are you opening your own crate?
No, I'm gonna go where the uncrating has already been done for you. Where do I need to go?
Experts are.
Yeah.
Okay.
the
that over here?
Wrong. No,
I
they're
don't know where
over.
to go.
Where
Half
the
this,
follow me.
experts are.
I'm watching the experts.
half this warehouse is dark to me, so I can only see this area here.
All right, hold on.
And
Well,
where-
it's not.
where
They're not
Ilindar
very
is.
well lit, but tell you what, I'm gonna give you all
Follow Fletcher.
some better
Come on,
light here.
Come on, Fletcher.
Chuck, how much can Lothar do that? The augury.
Oh, it's done.
Is that the only?
Yeah,
oh,
it's
that's the
a pretty simple. It's a first or second level.
It's a second level spell, but I only had one. But what it allowed me to do was eliminate the boat as the potential. So now,
Can we
with
do that on the? We got the ones in the front too, though, that are about ready to leave if they haven't already.
Well, there's
Well, but-
so it's an untended wagon essentially. It's just
Yeah.
sitting there.
We killed everybody on
we
there.
killed the guy who was going to
Yeah.
drive the wagon. So
You can go sit on the wagon if you want until we get to it.
So I'm going to
There you
pop
go.
those open.
have a
and
little
then I'm
vision
coming back
there,
in here and
Gato.
I'm opening anything I can see
There you
How
go.
about Flashlight? I still don't see anything.
as fast as I can, growling the whole time.
How about now?
Well, I can see right where they are, but I can't see this whole part of the warehouse is all dark.
It's a different warehouse.
It's a different warehouse. It's a different side. There's a wall
Okay.
there.
That's why I can't
All right,
see.
so flash art. So you're gonna do lay on hands. Give me a. Can you do a medicine check?
Good question. Let's see. Do I have medicine? Let's see. I don't think that's something I
It's
have.
a
on
heal
my-
check.
It's not a skill, right? Medicine.
It's the
Heal.
skill. The skill is
Heal. Sorry.
Oh, heal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do a heal check. Do. 1 second. Do we have any bonuses going on right now? I think all our stuff is probably expired if we had anything.
yeah, I don't
Yeah, it's
think
been
I have-
several minutes that you guys are gonna
Oh.
do around.
This guy's dead, Jim.
Yeah, Jim.
So you your skill at healing. I mean, you feel like do you go ahead and do a lay on hands?
Yes, I feel like I just sliced his artery open, but yes, I'm gonna.
And does lay on hands counteract poison or drugs?
I'm gonna go to my my paladin lawyer Don here.
Well, it depends on what things you've got set up. You every so many levels you get additional things you can add to your lay on hands. It depends on which ones you've chosen.
I don't think I've chosen any, so we'll say yes.
All right, what level are you?
I'm 10, right? We're all 10. Are we 10 now?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody's 10.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up flash art here. Nope. I'll do these files later. Yes, 10.
Give me a minute.
I'm still using the sheet that the Google Doc Tom gave me 8 years ago or something, 7 years ago.
All right. So while they're figuring that out, Gato, I see that you are on the wagon, and then Storm and Farina and Lothar are still up in sort of the northwestern corner there. What are you guys doing while these guys sort of wait for the flash arts lay on hands?
I'm going to have Storm just jump up on top of one of these buildings just to keep an eye out on the office building
Okay.
and anyone that might be leaving there.
Okay. It's kind of
What about
set.
the two,
Go ahead.
God, no, you answer the question first. I interrupted. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
I was just going to say the main office itself is about 35, 40 yards in that direction. So to the left
Off to the left, yeah.
Yeah, off to the left. But so yeah, you could get up there.
The building that she's close to, she's probably just going to get up on that roof and just kind of perch up there.
Okay.
And just look down and just keep an eye on people that are leaving there, especially if someone leaves there and starts heading towards the warehouse.
Okay.
I just had a thought. These are pretty organized operation here. The office might have records of where we could find you. We've narrowed down our search for a specific humanoid. Is that what you just said? And I just ignored, yeah, but I would say like there might be records saying we're looking for a specific thing to have referencing of what they have.
So flash art.
Hmm.
I just posted what I would recommend for your 3 mercies.
I think I know I have 2 mercies, but I have. Okay, let me see what
You
you
have
have.
You may not have
3.
chosen
Yeah.
the last one.
I have not chosen the last one. Poisoned.
So fatigued, diseased, and poisoned.
Okay, and those mercies is something that you can transfer alongside of hit points with a lay on hands.
Those-
Right.
those
When
are-
you
yeah.
use lay on hands, they're automatically, they receive those many hit points and all 3 of his mercies,
Right. Okay.
whatever
Oh,
he's
all
chosen.
3. Oh, okay.
So
you don't
it's
even have to decide. They get all 3 of them.
all right. So do you pick out somebody from a crate and do this to them?
Yep.
Okay. So you infuse them with hit points, and they were injured in several ways. But it is a poison. And so what happens is you sort of like, by the power of Iobade, I bring you, mercy. Blah, blah, blah. And, so it takes a minute, and you see them sort of like, and they're sort of like, they're still in there. I mean, you sort of drag them out a little bit so you could like put your hand on their heads or something like that. But they're like, what's wrong with me? Where am I? Did you choose a human or?
I chose the first humanoid on. You have a chart you can go to?
It's
I can get picky.
Yeah,
I chose a non-demon. Let's put it
Okay.
that way.
All right. So I mean, the closest would be a tiefling.
No, I skipped right over the tiefling. And
All right.
Choose the largest human so he can help open it.
I also
there is a half orc in there too. You
I
can
did
tell by
I
the
did
dark
see the
hair.
I did see the attractive redhead that I skipped right over her because I know she's
Wait, what?
trouble.
She's evil.
Yeah, she's definitely evil.
Yeah.
Not all redheads are evil.
Have you ever paid attention to the crazy hot matrix? Dude.
I know you're still trying to work out some stuff from your high school girlfriend there, Les.
They may be evil, but they still might be worth it.
Uh-oh. Some of my house, my wife just woke up a little bit and went, what's he doing over there?
Unless when you get a minute, I have a question.
Okay. I'm tweeting. They may be evil, but some of them are worth it.
See, Les, I look for anybody who's either looks like they might have a funny voice or a cool backstory.
Well, there's a half orc in there that seems to fit the bill.
All right.
He's larger than the rest of them, and he's sort of jammed in there. You have to kind of like de-wedge him.
Is he clutching a wooden spoon? Just asking for a friend.
No, he's that was directed at you, Eric. No spoon. But so he just like his eyes come alive. He's like, who are you? What are you doing? Oh, I can't hardly breathe in here. Can you wedge me out?
Yeah, we'll do whatever we can to wedge him out.
Okay. It takes a couple of guys, and frankly, Ilindar and Bardos are sort of the opposite of help. So, but you eventually manage to get him out.
I'll just assure him that he's safe here and ask his name.
My name is Grilvek.
Grilvek?
Grilvek.
Okay, hello, Grilvek.
How have I found myself here? I don't know this place. Who are you?
Well, you're in a demon's slaving warehouse in the abyss. Yeah.
Oh, that explains a lot.
Where do you last remember yourself?
Well, so what he last remember, and it'll take him a couple of minutes to sort of spit it out, and because he's still, I mean, you get him out and he gets him on his feet, but he is very unsteady on his feet. You've got rid of the poison, but this poison was such that it really sort of debilitated him quite a bit. He sort of basically says, "Look, I'm from Galarian. I'm from the Prime Material Plane. The last thing I remember was my tribe was being attacked by a group of drow."
Oh, we got one with us. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, and he comes at you, and he kind of, he's side-eyeing you pretty hard there, Ilindar.
The last thing he remembers is doing shots with a redhead.
The last thing I was with a redhead named Angela.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, it's that one right there.
Yeah. Well, I'll give him a quick rundown that we happen to be looking for a companion of ours or a particular person in this warehouse, and we're trying to understand how these other beings came to be here.
Okay.
Well,
he very quickly.
go ahead.
very quickly, if you ask him, like, how did he doesn't know how he came to be in this warehouse or in this box. The last thing he remembers is being knocked unconscious in a fight with a group of drow raiders that he remembers. Sort of came upon his village, surrounded it, and began systematically going through and sort of shooting people with their hand crossbows. He got hit, and that's the last thing he remembers.
Well, I tell him that if he sticks with us until we get back to our lodgings here, we'll see if we can find something for to reunite him. But no promises until we can get out of here.
You talk like I have a choice.
I will pull a dagger from my my belt here. I have a couple of daggers.
Stick it in him.
I offer to him and say, look around, pick up anything you think might be of use to you,
And help us open it.
Yeah, and
Takes
help us
the
open it
dagger
here.
in his big meaty hand. He's like, "Thank you." And so Chuck, you said you had a question.
Yeah. Is there any chance that I have anything that belonged to Sivar on me?
That's a great question, and I don't know.
I would
So
say yes.
'Cause, I mean, we traveled together for a very long time.
We traveled
so-
together for a very long time, and when you were to my mind, it depends on the nature, and it goes back to the nature of how you guys got separated. So, if you guys recall, you were with Sivar on the plaza during the festival at Canebris,
Right,
when
where
the
the ground
ground
gave way.
literally opened underneath you,
Right.
and you fell into the cave. You and everybody fell into the caving system.
Right.
And Sivar did not fall in, or he wasn't with you guys when he fell in.
Mhm.
So
It was probably him that did it.
what would you have of his?
I mean, it could be a book. It could be a dagger sheath. It could be literally anything that belonged to
Yeah.
him.
You have that note that you found in the refinery, the
That's
Nihydron
true.
refinery.
That's his note. Yep.
So
That's his note.
I'm going to ask Farina if I can borrow Otto.
Okay.
Bring him back when I'm done.
And I'm going to I'm going to through her, I guess. Actually, no, I can speak with animals. So I'm going to activate speak with animals, and I'm going to ask Otto he can get Sivar's scent off of this note.
That's
all
I'm
right.
gonna ask. I'm gonna ask that you have him role play this part as he speaks to the animals.
Oh, I'm absolutely, Jennifer. You have. It's Otto is your character, so you're speaking for Otto.
Meowing
I mean,
Very curious to see what Otto's voice is like too.
Fluently, but he would say, "I'll try."
So Otto
Baru
has
can help too. Baru's got
What's that?
smell.
Baru has
has
scent as well.
smell. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know where Baru is.
He's with Bardos.
He's been watching the front door, basically, seeing
Okay.
if anybody's coming.
Yeah. So from where we are, and it'd be awesome if Baru can help as well, but I'm looking at Otto. And so I'll see if he can catch a scent off of this note.
Okay.
I assume that at the time that Sivar wrote the note, he hadn't showered recently because he was a prisoner.
True.
So hopefully
Sivar, I mean, you remember Sivar as not being a huge shower guy anyway.
yeah, those are just a waste of time.
I
Yeah.
understand because showers haven't been invented yet, right? And is that basically
That's it.
They probably
we,
have them here in Lucian.
we call them waterfalls, but it's okay.
Where I come from. All right, I'm going to look at the scent ability here. So I just want to take a look at the rules and see if it does anything
looking
even
too.
remotely like that. So, all right, extraordinary ability allows them to detect approaching enemies. Oh, and track by sense of smell. So a creature with the scent ability can detect opponents by scent of smell. Creature with the survival skill and the scent ability can follow tracks by smell, making a survival check, and can follow them using the track as well. So you've got this piece of paper that you said this belonged to my friend. Can you sniff it? And I think he probably could. It's not that old. Only
Right.
well, I mean, it's maybe a couple of weeks since
Something
he
like
wrote it.
that. And see if Otto can go through and sniff at these boxes and find the one that has a similar smell.
So, Jennifer, does Otto have survival skill, or do you have survival skill?
I do. He does too, but mine is much better, which is odd.
Yours would be sort of like a trained tracker, whereas Otto's would be like more like a bloodhound. So I think
He has it, but it's not good. I mean, yeah, he has it, but it's not good.
how good is it?
+2.
+2. All right. Tell you what, I want you to make 3 survival rolls for Otto,
Okay.
and let's see what you get. That's a great idea, Chuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, mediocre rolls. So Otto begins going through and sniffing all the crates. He first sniffs the paper, and he's sniffing all the crates. It takes him about 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You take him through a couple of different warehouses, and he thought at one point he got some, but he hasn't found anything specific. He can still keep trying, or you can give up and try and do a different one. It's up to you.
I'm looking for something that would improve on that. Bear with
Can
me.
you like warg into him? Into Otto?
Can I what?
Kind of like transfer your. Can you like take Otto over?
I don't think so. No, not that I've seen anywhere. No.
Okay.
Bardos
Yeah.
can give him a +2.
Yeah, can I help him? Like
Like
I
with
guess
spells
you
and
could
stuff?
help- Yeah, I don't know.
Sure.
So, like with skill assistance,
Yeah.
because she has better tracking or survival.
Like with aid, yeah, sure.
Yeah. So if they're in constant communication,
What's the difference in skills? How much better is Farina?
11 versus 2. No, I'm sorry, 16 versus 2.
Wow.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
maybe let Farina smell the piece of paper.
But can you aid something in smelling? Because if it can't smell, then
Well, no. What the aid would, the way I'm envisioning is that the aid would come into some sort of thing like, you sort of, because you can sort of be in brain-to-brain contact with Otto, right?
yeah.
Like telepathic contact. So you would be
Yeah.
like sort of feeling around inside of his sensorium as he's going through, and something that he might miss, you might pick up and like, oh, I think that's it, that kind of thing. So that's how
Okay.
that aid would kind of
So
come.
one thing I could do, I've got a spell that allows me to add evolutions to Storm, like on the fly. And so I can use that spell to add the scent to Storm if this doesn't work. And Storm has an 11 in survival.
Okay.
Now it only lasts for minutes.
Does Storm have scent?
No, that's what this does.
that's what he's saying. He could add scent to Storm for a minute.
Oh, okay. And that
I
would
could
give
use
her,
this
okay.
to add scent to Storm.
I mean, I can give I could have
would-
given him guidance too, which would have given him a +1. That would have got us to what? I had 17, 13, 12, so 18, 14, 13.
Bardos can do +2 also.
Okay, and then
I would say since yours doesn't involve a spell, I would have you try first. If you don't get anywhere, then we can do the same plan, but we'll have Storm do it after I give Storm scent.
it's a good plan. Okay, so with the Bardos' +2 and the +1 from guidance put on the cat, that's +3 to the rolls they already had. So 18, 15, 16. I'm
Well,
sorry.
do another series of 3 rolls.
Okay, and then how do I aid? How does that work then?
You
Do I
roll
just-
first, and then he would get the +2s.
Yeah, you roll a survival check, and
Okay.
if you beat, what is it, 10?
10.
15? So if you beat 10,
Whoa! So in that case, for a natural 20, I'm going to give you. Oh,
2 natural
jeez
20s.
Louise, 2 natural 20s. So I'm going to give you +4 on those rolls. So on his first and third rolls, he gets +4, and then on the middle one, he gets +2.
Okay, and then he's gonna get plus. Did you already roll Bardos for all 3? You made yours.
I'm not aiding. I have a cantrip that gives +2
Oh, okay.
to a
So that
any
means
skill.
with the
So can
guidance.
Storm aid then too? Storm can talk and has a good nose.
+4 +5. So he's gonna get +5.
Does Storm have survival skill?
Yeah.
Okay.
She got
Oh, that's right. She got 11. Yeah, I don't see why not.
Flashheart's helping by not running his mouth.
That's really what Flashheart should always do for help.
I'm gonna do 3 of them real quick.
All right, those are all another +2. So +6, +4, +6.
Okay, so plus the 7 that I gave him 1 for guidance, so that's a total of 8. Right? No, he has 2 plus the 7 is 9. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So he gets +4 on the 15. Oh no, we added that in there. You add that in there. So 15, 24, 18.
Okay, so you guys are going through the middle warehouse, this warehouse right here, just kind of, and at some point, I mean, Lothar, you think it's a good idea, but you're frankly a little bit concerned that I mean, Storm's no, or not Storm, but Otto's no bloodhound, and you remember from back home that it's usually dogs who do this kind of work, but it seems to be all in, and Farina's helping him, and then Otto stops, and he's like, I think it's this one. I think it's this one. I'm getting the same thing.
Sweaty Viking smell.
Yeah, that same sweaty Viking smell on this right here. And I'm going to move you guys into that one warehouse. And I'm going to move Storm in there too, because Storm's helping. Storm's a big pain in the neck. And Otto basically points on this one, and he says, "This crate, I think, is the crate. I feel like I smell something equivalent to what I smell on the paper in this crate."
Okay, well, call out to Fletcher.
Ah!
Get him to bring his muscles over here and pry this crate open.
Pry, not break.
Yes, pry. Gently.
Gato, give me a perception check.
Or as gently as Fletcher can be.
Because
Like
Storm's
Gato
not
or-
on the roof watching anymore.
Gato or Otto? Oh, Gato.
Otto.
Gato.
Baru's watching out the door left. If that
Okay.
matters.
This door right here. Where'd she go? Oh, that door. Okay.
I moved down to the other.
Since I'm not helping this part, I'm happy to go cover or just talk to our new friend here, Grillick.
Yeah, so Grillbeck's there, and he's like, he's like, what can I do to help? What do you guys want me to do? You want me to pry the lids off these? Are there more people like me in here? Is the rest of my tribe here?
Yeah, open crates, buddy.
Yeah.
Gus, Farina's going to
Crack them
unbar
all
that
open.
at the back, just a crack enough to look and listen.
Okay.
I'll remind him that there's a lot of demons in here too, so we're not looking to free the demons at this particular time. But we're trying to figure out what to do here.
Where are we? Where are we, Lord Flashheart?
Have you heard of the Abyss?
I've heard of it in only the long tales of my people, but I've never really believed in such a thing.
Well, I'm sorry to tell you that it's a real place, and we're on a little road trip here. Didn't plan to be here ourselves.
And
You never been to an Abyss
standing
party?
in
Well,
it.
you're in for a treat.
Yeah.
All right.
We're so
ain't
much
no
better
party
than
like an
that. We're ignoring
illusionary
Abyss
party.
parties.
Yeah. Ain't no party like an illusionary party.
Unless many of those crates should already be open. Fletcher's been doing nothing but opening crates since the last time he got that order.
And Ilondar and Bardos.
Okay.
With the experts.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting a lot of them open, but
Yeah.
again,
So
they
one
have.
person's opening crates.
So Fletcher's open 15, and Illendar has opened half of one.
Yeah. So
Rock on, buddy.
again, I brought this up before, but the scene in the one of the Iron Mans where Happy goes in to help Black Widow kill a bunch of guys, and
Yeah, he
After,
gets
like, a
one,
10-minute
she gets
scene.
35. Yeah.
Yeah.
he looks down the hall and sees like 15 guys laying on the ground. That's pretty much what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll tell Grovic to help one of the little guys there.
All right, hold on. There you go, done. Okay, so you guys have been opening crates, but again, you're confronted by the same sort of thing. Each crate has these 25 slots in them, into which is inserted a poisoned individual. And I don't know that one. I mean, you've got Grillvac, and he's helping
I'm just
out.
popping the tops off.
Yeah. Which, I mean, and you suddenly, I mean, if anything, Fletcher, you are realizing the scope of this operation. Remember, I counted earlier, there's almost 1,100 people in these
Bardos,
three
there's
warehouses.
a wagon coming. Just get ready, okay? I'm going to have them come into you. Take them out when they get in.
Okay.
Hey, guys, there's another wagon coming. I'm going to try to get them into the main warehouse. Be ready when you hear things to come over and help.
I'll ask you, are they humanoid size or bigger?
There's a wagon. I didn't really see who was drawing it, but there's two demons walking alongside it. So the demon's kind of like what we saw before.
I'll tell Grovic is a chance to get a little vengeance if he likes, but also a time to re-equip.
Hey, I'm back. I ran over and did those, two things and ran back to the wagon.
Okay. So you're just sitting on the deck of the wagon.
Sitting in the seat of the wagon.
Okay. And you're just in drow form.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Excellent. Hold on a second. So yeah, they're coming. It's not very far. It looks like as they get closer, you see that it's not. There's also a creature in behind it, sort of maybe tied to the back. That's sort of stumbling along.
Yep.
Behind it. What are you going to do? You've got a little ways. They don't seem to be paying a ton of attention.
Well, when they get up and see this strange drow in the wagon, I'm going to explain to them that the guards are all inside. There was some sort of commotion, and I'm just waiting for them to come back.
Okay.
I don't have to be real convincing. I just need to go get them to go into the middle warehouse.
That was the least amount of convincing I've ever heard.
I know.
All right, so they are coming your way. I'm going to try and get them on the thing. So they will actually. So who have you? So you told Bardos.
I told Bardos, and then I ran over here and told Flashheart.
Okay. So they basically are just coming along. Hold on while I get this thing in position here. Oh, poop. Hold on a second.
Who's steering this wagon?
You are.
No. The wagon.
This guy right here.
That guy. Okay.
Yeah. So he's sitting, and the wagon is just only about the as big as it kind of. So they come in, like, whoa! He pulls back on the lizard, and the lizard kind of rears back, and he's like, "You see, these guys are looking at you. They're like, you're a drow. What are you doing here?"
I'm waiting for the others to come back outside. The guards went inside the main warehouse here, and told me to wait outside.
What? Who are you?
I'm a caravan guard with the
Caravan guard, you say? All right. Give me a diplomacy check. Or if there's a duplicity check, let's try that.
I'm with House Dresden.
Fletcher, where are you, Fletcher?
I'm one warehouse over.
Okay.
Just get a quick perception to see if I'd hear anything. I obviously won't know what's going on, but I'd hear something, right?
So I don't know. Were you able to were you? I don't know that you would. So you're in this main one, right?
Right.
So it's possible. Yeah. 20 perception. Yeah. You hear Gato outside talking to somebody.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of moving closer because I want to hear what's going on.
All right. I'm checking. Hold on. I got it. So you got a 25. Let's check their. Okay.
Their perception.
Well, it's mostly sense motive. So.
Sense motive. Okay.
$13. Okay, so they're like, oh well, that's odd. I don't know why they would have done something like that. We have to get rid of these crates. What? Those crates should have left right now. What is going on? And so
they told me to stay here until they came back. So you guys go talk to them if you want to find out what's going on.
All right. This guy kind of comes forward. He's like, oh, it's always bureaucratic nonsense. I hate it. I wish they would just let us do what we're supposed to do and leave us out of it.
What are you supposed to do?
We're supposed to move this merchandise is what we're supposed to be doing.
Oh, okay.
Not doing paperwork and crap. That merchandise that you're sitting on there, Drow, is supposed to have gone out of here ages ago. This guy gets off. He's like, oh, crap. Now I got to go in the office. He's like, you, Drow. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, keep an eye on that. Make sure it doesn't wander off. It's just been processed.
Okay.
And you see a creature sort of at the back of the cart, and it's sort of like it's big, but it's just sort of standing there. It looks kind of like this without the stick. It's just a big sort of burly creature. You're guessing that processed means poisoned.
Okay.
It's just sort of standing there, and as you sort of walk over there, it sort of kind of like heavy lidded looks over at you and just doesn't pay any attention. These three guys are headed there. Baru will give Bardos a heads up. These guys are coming.
And Storm should let Illendar know too, right?
Storm wasn't on the roof.
Why not?
Storm went inside to aid Otto with the scent thing.
Oh, that's right.
So Storm, that's why it was.
Yep.
Yep. So Storm's inside. All right. So Bardos, you know that there are three of these big demons coming. The fact is, they get to that door, they're going to see a big pile of their brothers sitting right there in the middle of the warehouse. Fletcher, you're up at the top of the stairs above Bardos. You know what's going on too. Everybody else is over in the rest of the warehouse, kind of taking care of trying to get Sivar out of that crate. And the other guys are opening crates over in the far warehouse. So the party is pretty well split. So I think it's perfect.
I just stepped away for a second. So did we find Sivar over in this one?
They're opening that crate. They haven't put eyes on him yet, but Otto's pretty sure that he's in that blue crate.
I still have message on, so I can let everybody know what's going on.
Okay.
Can Farina hear anything at that back door?
Nope.
But Bardos just yelled across the warehouse, so we got company.
Well, he messaged us all. So
He messaged.
Yeah.
So it showed up in your head.
Hey, Fletcher.
Okay, well, I'm going to take Otto out the back door.
Fletcher, it's hammer time.
This guy steps in here and he's like,
About frickin' time.
"What the fuck happened in here?"
How big is that door?
It's about
10
15
by-
feet wide.
Yeah,
How
15.
tall is it?
Oh, it's pretty tall. Probably 12 to 15 feet tall as well.
Can
These
she
guys
fly-
are about 11 feet tall. So yeah, I mean, one of them could probably reach up and touch and sort of like hit the transom, but I don't know that you could.
Is there room for Storm to fly out above them to get outside?
Maybe.
Okay. Are we going to do
Probably would have to do some sort of acrobatic fly check of some sort to get past there.
that? Okay.
All right.
You want
They're
initiative?
stunned. They're looking in there like, "What happened here?" And they
I
look over and
attack.
there's Fletcher, and
Yeah,
Fletcher's like,
Storm wants to get past them to bar their escape.
"Okay,
When he walks by, I'm going to enlarge Fletcher,
okay."
put him a little more in size.
All right, so I would say Bardos, Fletcher, Gato, and Storm probably are able to do a surprise action because these guys roll up to the thing. They're expected to yell at some of their fellow warehouse workers, and they come in. It's like, imagine you were rolling up to somebody's garage and you turn the corner and you see a dozen dead people in a big stack.
Yeah. You're kind of like, what?
You're
Well,
like,
and I moved over here so I could be in bow shot.
okay.
Bardos is going to tell Fletcher to try to get him to come inside too. Don't leave him out in the street if you can.
Well, at this time, you see, this all kind of happened at the same time, but yeah, Storm spreads her wings and starts flying towards that door.
Okay. All right.
Farina's
So
gonna
let's.
head out the back door and come back around the front.
All right.
How much
Cool.
movement do we take before initiative?
A single action's worth.
Yes.
All right. So let's do.
Unless-
So Storm is going to fly through.
Yep.
All right. Let's do that. Give me an acrobatics check or a fly check. Either way. Let me check their thing here. Hold on a sec. Okay. Ooh. What'd you get? Ooh, that's not great. All right. So Storm is flying through, and
We probably
frankly,
still got attacks of opportunity.
yeah, I think at least the one guy. Well, it's a surprise round, so I don't know that he
Yeah.
would get an attack of opportunity. But I don't think she can. She veers off the last minute because there's not enough room. Like the guy's putting up his hands, that kind of thing. So she's
Okay,
going to
then
be there, and I
She can
guess
stop right there.
well, she doesn't have to stop. She can actually turn if she wants to and fly to the left or the right.
No,
But
she was just going to try and cut their escape.
is
If
she going to
can't do
land?
that, then she'll land right there.
She's going to land on the bodies.
Yep.
Okay. Gross, but okay. All right. Fletcher and Bardos.
Bardos is going to tell Fletcher to try to get him to come inside and then enlarge him.
Okay.
And then he's going to back up a little bit.
Back up the stairs.
Yeah, you said it's a full move, right? A full action.
Not a full turn, but you would have burned your action by casting the enlarge.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's one action. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's one action. That's true. Farina, you got to move back about half of that because you only
Okay.
get one surprise action. And then Gato.
I'm using stealth to hide behind this lizard.
Okay, perfect. Did you roll stealth? 20? Okay. All right. So a lizard, you're getting cover. Let's just say cover behind the
cover.
lizard. Yeah. All right. So let's roll for a niche.
Wait, don't I
Hold
get
on,
to
Fletcher
shoot?
got an attack, right?
No, you don't just get one action. So, Fletcher gets an attack. Lothar, I'm assuming you used your action to sort of get into position. Or were you standing there?
Well, I moved there when I got the message that there were people coming.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you could shoot an arrow.
So whether that, it's kind of a gray area, whether I could do that and be in place or, whatever. So,
Yeah,
So-
no. Go. I think that'd be okay.
okay.
Les, they're still outside the warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'll be coming from the side door here behind. Is this Grillbeck who's right with me?
Yes, but he is in no. You recognize pretty quickly that he's not really in any condition to
Okay.
fight.
All right, then let's tell him
You
to.
gotta put me in the order. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Automatic.
I just remind him to. It's a time to equip up if he sees something he can use.
Well, he's got the dagger.
Yeah, well, the half orc though. That's
Yeah, he could use an
big
axe.
scimitar, an axe, some armor.
So, Farina, what did you get? 12? Okay.
12.
All right. So while everybody's doing that, Fletcher, you get an attack, and Lothar, you get an attack. Or Lothar, did you use yours? No, you
I
haven't.
haven't
yet.
used it yet. So
Okay.
I'm waiting to see what Fletcher does because I need to see what kind of flight path I have.
And I get a full attack action or just one attack?
Just one attack.
Oh, I got to roll my initiative. Sorry, I forgot.
That's a hit.
I would assume so.
Hey, Les, will you add me to the initiative track? I'm at 20,
Sure.
which is for flash art.
Add
Amazing.
1 to that because I'm enlarged.
Okay. Just
Ooh.
1 point.
1 point.
All right. So these guys are standing dumbfounded. They've all come around the door. They're looking at and they're goggling at this pile of bottles. Moments later, by a pile of bodies. Moments later, a big black dragon lands on the bodies and sort of like as it was trying to get past them. And then some half elf guy comes flying up. He's like, "Hi, my name's Flashheart," and bam, hits him in the chin with a hammer.
Let's totally confuse him since his name's not
I
Flash.
might have said I was flash.
Sure.
That would work.
Yeah, he was in a berserker rage. You couldn't tell what he said. He was mumbling.
It's like, I
Sorry
don't know
about
what
that.
I
I'm getting everything confused. I've been drinking this Diet Right soda because I'm not getting all my aspartame that I wanted. So, all right. So you crack him and do. I mean, you pretty sure you broke his jaw with a hammer. I mean, you just get him right in the chops, and he staggers backward. And Gato, you can see this guy. He's sort of like, and the other two are like, "What's going on? What's going on? We gotta get in there." And that's sort of it. Lothar, what are you doing? You have Verm sign.
Yeah, I was going to say, from where I am, I have line of sight, right?
You do, yeah, absolutely.
Arrow.
Verm sign, the likes of which God has never even seen.
24.
24 is a hit.
So 8 points of damage plus 16 versus evil.
Weirdly, they're not evil.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are
They're just
evil.
misunderstood.
So the 24 points, it had 13 left. That's a Verm. That's a Lotharian Verm.
So 16 points against misunderstood creatures.
Yep, he is down. So he goes down. The arrow gets. I mean, you hit him in the chin, break his. I mean, so Fletcher, you felt the hammer just break the guy's chin, and it's just making. At which point, an arrow just seems to materialize. This glowing arrow with this green glow and this scent of pine forest kind of like emanates around it. Materializes in the guy's forehead, and you see his eyes just fill with blood, and he staggers around a bit, and then falls forward into the hallway. Right in the doorway.
Storm leans down and says, "You okay?"
And then initiative. I should be in the list.
The
now.
guy says, "Dragon." All right. So, all right. Now
Why is he against me?
Can you fix
Everyone's
this turn
against you.
order here?
Yeah, it's not ready yet. So,
Okay.
is everyone in? Illendar, Flashheart, Gato, Fletcher, Lothar, Farina, Bardos. I got everybody right. Grillvek is not going to. I mean, Flashheart, it wouldn't take you long to say Grillvac, despite the lay on hands, despite the removal of the poison from his system, he's still very weak, disoriented. He doesn't know. He's got a dagger in his hand, but I mean, you could tell that he's in no condition to fight anybody.
No, that's fine. Watch
So
how the pros do it.
He's going to hang back. All right.
We'll just tell him to hang back here.
Do I have a sense of his level by chance?
I mean, you might not have any idea that he has levels. I mean, he's a pretty big dude, but I mean, the story he told you was basically he was living in a village.
He might be a 0 level.
For second or third, maybe, if he was a half orc warrior in his village. But he might have been just like the guy who makes gloves.
He's the cook.
Yeah, exactly.
No, those are deadly.
No, if he's a cook, he can take this whole battle by himself.
Frying pan will kill. All right.
Hit an angry cook in the one shot on Friday. He
guys
actually,
watch too many
I
Steven
think he hit
Seagal
Eric
movies.
with a cleaver.
Was it a true one shot?
It was. We finished in one night, and it was. We learned a lot, and we learned a lot about the game and a lot about ourselves too. All right, Gato, you are up first, though. You see this guy falls into the hallway. You're not sure what happened, but you're pretty sure that you suspect that Fletcher did something to him.
I am preparing an action in case these guys start to run back in this direction. I will attack and lunge at them then, but otherwise I'm just gonna stay here and hide.
All right, so you are essentially going on op fire then.
Op fire.
Got it. Okay.
My companions are perfectly capable of handling these people.
I always have been. All right, let me know, and we will reinsert you into the thing when op fire goes off. If and when op fire goes off.
If and
Illindar.
when it does, right?
Okay,
You hear something of a ruckus outside, and you've got a message from Bardos that said, "Yeah, there's a couple of dipshits out here."
Yeah. So let's do Storm first. So since this guy dropped and his guys were flanking him, then there's room.
Yeah, well, sort of like in a V. They were like sort of behind him.
I still see at least a 5-foot gap.
There's a 5-foot gap. Yeah, you can slither through it in a dragony way.
Yeah.
Ouch. Stop that.
Sorry.
So she gets out there. They both get an attack of opportunity, but then she's going to turn into a single attack on this guy.
All right, as she flies through, they're both going to try and whack her. So
She's not going to fly. She's not going to fly. She's just going to dart.
just kind of dart through. All right, so they're each going to try and slam her. It's more like a punch, essentially. They're just going to like these. They got these big, tree trunk arms that you're just going to try and clout her with them. So first one, and they're both going to try and do it.
Okay.
First one, 20. Nope. Second one, 28.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so she gets through.
Okay. So then she's going to do just a single attack.
Okay.
On the guy, this guy right here.
All right, the leftermost one.
Yep.
Ooh, 30 is a hit. 34 points of damage plus 7 holy. Okay. 41 points of damage. That's what we're talking about now.
Yep.
plus the trip
With the one attack.
And it's a trip attempt on their CMD. Their CMD. So sadly, you rolled a 29. CMD is 30 for these creatures. So no trip, although he staggers quite a bit as your tail. I mean, so I'm assuming that Storm just kind of like lashes her tail, or it's a bite.
It's a bite.
She bites their leg and tries to pull it out from under them.
Yeah, that's pretty much, yeah.
It's so gross, biting demons. Okay. All right, but she bit him, but did not pull him off his feet.
Okay.
And it's a really weird aftertaste. What about you personally? Are you going to stay in there and just say, "Don't go out. Don't go out there"? There's a tiger."
I am going to
Kill Grillvec.
Yeah. I'll say.
Alas, we
I'm
hardly
gonna-
knew you,
I'm going to
Grillvec.
spend the next 8 rounds opening a crate.
Shut up. No.
dragon.
dragon. Dragon.
Dang it! Caught me looking the other way.
Take a step right there and then just shoot this guy.
Okay. What are you shooting him with?
Dang, I forgot I don't have an acro for this because I haven't had this weapon long. That frost crossbow that we found.
Okay.
Your Hawk
I have
Slayer
no
crossbow?
idea. Frost crossbow? I gave you a
Yeah.
frost crossbow? That doesn't
Yeah,
sound
we
like
got it from.
That sounds very 1030-ish.
That's very 10. Oh, this is like very 1059-ish.
It's not a crossbow. It's a frostbow.
I think we got it from the other summoner chick.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
So,
11:59 or 10:59 ish.
Yeah.
$20 hit him.
20 does not hit him.
Okay.
So, in keeping with your inability to strike things physically, I think we got that's a legit. So the crossbow, the ice bolt just goes into the background and hits the side of the main office, like the wall, and sticks there with a resounding thump. Boom. Somebody inside goes, "Was that a crossbow bolt?"
That's all I got.
Not
Okay.
the main office, the warehouse.
Oh yeah, good point. Flash art.
He's just outside my my range for moving, so I'm gonna do a double move to him.
Okay.
Be like all up in his jammy here, like, "What's up? I'm flanking you. I'm flanking you." My family think you're being funny. Sorry, guys.
What is
The hell was that?
Les doing that.
My family thinks they're being funny in another room by hitting all the electronic devices in here. The smart devices. That's why this light came on too. Here we go. All right. So anyway, the
Flashlight runs up and plays country music. The demon dies.
exactly. I'm just that's my full move. Unless I can I charge into him with a shield. That doesn't really do anything, right?
Well, I mean, you could. Do you have shield bash? You could. I mean,
no.
All right.
Well,
so you could run over there. You still get a single attack. I mean, it's close enough.
All right. One single attack. Boom.
And you get a choice behind the magic that you can do to it. You can do either country magic or Western magic.
So both kinds of magic.
I'm a Western magic kind of fellow.
both kinds.
18.
It is a miss.
Ooh.
Radiance is angry with you for not hitting this demon. But
mostly I'm just like, "Hey Fletcher, I'm flanking him for you. I'm flanking him for you."
Fletcher's in the building.
Oh,
How are you flanking him for him?
He will be when I step up.
Yeah, he's gonna Kool-Aid man out the wall here in a second. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, it's his turn now. The dead demon, as we have ascertained on many occasions, is difficult terrain. So your speed is halved.
But I can't do a 5-foot step in difficult terrain.
Not in difficult terrain. You cannot.
It's a 10-foot step.
10
So
foot
it's a
step.
movement.
Can I? And I can't charge over difficult terrain.
No, you have to have flat. You cannot charge in difficult terrain.
All right.
Which is
Well,
just
yeah,
making,
one-
frankly, it's just making you madder.
Yeah, considering I'm 2.5 feet away practically. Actually, oh, you know what? Hold on, I got reach
You do?
because I'm enlarged.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. It's hammer time.
Know that? So I don't have to move.
Oh, Fletcher's gonna steal my verm.
He's gonna get verm on you. Yeah.
Yeah, first attack against that.
Oh wait,
guy.
that's not your verm. You had your
I
eye
was
on that
going to
verm.
verm it. Yes.
Got it,
yes,
okay.
yes. I fell short of calling dibs, obviously.
40. That's a miss.
Burn still up.
So he had 40 hit points left as well, right?
You crush his skull into his thick neck and then down into his chest, so his eyes are really sort of looking out from his best breastbone as he collapses inward on himself and falls to the ground. And that is a verm.
And I'm going to use surprise accuracy on the second attack.
Okay.
And with flanking, well, maybe I don't have flanking now. Yeah, I can do. That means I don't take a minus on my second attack. So there you go.
Who are you attacking? Oh,
The
that
other
guy right there. Okay. Yeah, 33 will hit. Oh, man, 37 points of damage. All right.
That's it.
Boom.
That's it.
Man, you're just like, it's like if we're doing Blues Brothers reference, the way I envision Fletcher is like, you remember the nun with the ruler that got in between Jake and Elwood and was just like smacking him? That's Fletcher with the hammer with demons. He's just like whacking the crap out of these guys.
Don't anger the penguin.
Lothar.
That's right, the penguin. I forgot.
All right, so
May have
From
given
where
up one verm, but you have a chance at another.
I was going to say, but from where I am, do I have a clear shot at this one?
I think you do. Yeah, that door's open.
Okay. Well, then I'll do the full attack from here then instead of making a move.
It's 2 arrows then?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh.
31.
31 is a potential crit.
And so that would be 4 plus 13, 24 to hit.
24 to hit, also a hit. He has 14 hit points, so we don't even have to roll on the chart.
Yeah,
The
I've already done.
triple damage. Is it triple damage for arrows?
It's triple damage for
Triple
arrows.
for arrows.
Yeah, so more than enough. You're getting good at putting arrows in demons' foreheads, because this one falls to the ground too. Flashheart, you barely see a hammer come swinging out, and then an arrow shows up, and you're just like, "What the hell, man? I just got here."
No,
But
I told you. I told that demon. I'm just here to distract you. I'm just here to flank you while Fletcher's going to come out of here and take your head clean off.
And all 3 of those guys have died within 10 seconds of arrival.
Yeah, for those people wondering why I went on Opfire, that's why.
And all 3 of them were verms.
And all 3 of them are verms. That's right, Lothar. You got 2 verms on the night, man.
Farina's gonna get there and be like, "What the hell?"
Say what you will. Yeah, it's Farina's turn. So I guess you come running around the corner.
Yeah, just be like, "What? What? Okay."
Get the bodies
Be the first
inside.
time. It wouldn't be the first time you've come around a corner and met a street full of corpses.
No, it's not.
Get the bodies inside.
Yeah, Storm will spend the next minute or so dragging those bodies inside and piling them on the other ones.
Okay, so this pile of dead demons is getting these dead warehouse
Wait,
demons.
there's no
is getting,
more? That's it? That's it?
No, it's just the 3. So Gato, so you're over there with the other cart, and you have this guy. He's sort of like he's not like chained up or anything. Although there's a sort of rudimentary rope around his hands.
I'm going to take him and lead him into this warehouse here.
Okay. So he kind of lumbers around behind you. He's enormous. This guy is an enormous giant. But if you remember the picture of what he looks like not only an enormous dullard, but also filled with whatever narcotic poison these guys are giving these guys. Yeah.
And I tell him to sit here.
So what language do you use?
I'm using common now. If that's not working.
No, it's not. He doesn't speak common.
I think you could just point to a dullard, right? And just
and kick him in the back of the knee, kind of thing.
I'm just going to drag him. Yeah.
Okay. He'll follow along. He's following along behind you. He doesn't think
like on a little leash and.
Yeah. That's if you remember my backstory. I have Frost Giant. I speak Frost Giant. I don't think he's a frost giant, though.
He's not a frost giant, but he is a giant. So maybe the language of giants might work on the guy. I know it's what the frost giant is, Jotun or something like that.
Jotun.
Jotun. Do other giants have their own languages? Probably.
If there was a copywriter for it.
You want to try? You want to try? You want to try and talk to the creature?
Sure.
All right. Give me a diplomacy check.
Where did he go?
He's in the
inside
little
this
warehouse.
cabinet. He's inside this warehouse here, right about here.
With Siggy.
I can't get in that house. Why can't I get in there?
You gotta go through the door.
And Siggy's going to fly out of there and. Oops.
I'll put you there.
Go through this opening here.
Yeah.
I'm there. All right. 1 second.
However many rounds that takes.
Okay, so that was about 30 minutes into the time that you've spent so far since the end of the primary battle. The one group has come out here. There's 2 wagons with lizards parked out in the alley. They're just sitting there.
I'm gonna take these 2 wagons and put them up this alley here.
Okay.
Lest I just.
So 17, yeah. So you start speaking in Jotun to this guy, and he does kind of look at you like, but he looks at you kind of like Bub looked at Dr. Frankenstein from Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
Sort of friendly, but uncomprehendingly. You're guessing that you probably, at best, he's getting a word or 2 here or there, because Frost Jotun is much different from whatever this guy is, and he's no kind of giant. Although he looks like a giant, you're not sure. He's no kind of giant that you can readily identify. And he's he's significantly drugged.
I just need him off the street.
Yep.
All right, so Gato, you take the time to ride the wagons into the thing. So I'll move those in there. What are the rest of you doing during this time?
I'm going back to that blue crate.
Okay.
Is it open at this point?
I don't know that. Did anybody help you?
Nope.
I thought that
I was using,
no, no, I was calling Fletcher to open it.
and Grovek can help out too.
Well, Grovik's in the other room and not all that stable.
I'm still enlarged. This should be really easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fletcher, Fletcher, you go over there and you get in there with your two-handed sword, and it props right off. You guys start looking in there, and again, it's one of these 25 cabin crates, and it takes a minute, but pretty quickly, Lothar, you see what looks to be the gray hair of your mentor. He's in one of the things, and you reach, you're like, Sivar, and you reach in and you grab him, and sure enough, it is Sivar. He is deathly pale. His eyes are rolled up in his head, and you try and like smack him in the face and kind of bring him around a little bit, and he is not coming. He looks pretty poisoned. You're not sure about any other injuries. He's got a fair amount of bruises and minor lacerations on him, but he doesn't look like he's been stabbed or beaten really badly.
Right.
But you do find him. But he is effectively unconscious.
Right. So I'm gonna. Well, we all still have message, right? Or is that a one-way thing for?
Bardos is the traffic cop for that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna message Bardos and ask him to message Flashheart to come to where I
Look at all
am.
the bodies in that room.
You know, you should probably get the other bodies. It's at this point, I mean, you're talking probably close to 10 warehouse demons in a big stack. It's a mountain of bodies at this point.
Okay, I'll do that.
There's essentially demonic forklifts.
So, all right. So, Fletcher's got the crate open. Lothar, you've got him in hand. You pull him out. He's got him on the floor. He's in bad shape, but he was crated up.
So I message Bardos. Bardos is going to message Flashheart to ask him to come to where I am.
All right. Flashheart, you're in with it. I sent you a message back on your question.
Yes, sir. You never answered my original question, but I'm going to go back to the other room.
Oh, I didn't answer that. So, well, things got sort of excitement, so I kind of assumed that got interrupted.
Is that somebody going to babysit this giant? Otherwise, I'm going to require him to come with me.
Honestly, he's just standing there, sort of like.
All right, I'll leave him there then.
Leave him there.
All right, where am I going over here, or where Fletcher is?
Middle warehouse.
To where I am.
Okay, you got to cross Mount Corpse.
Well, you can walk beside him.
You said they're like American Ninja Warrior over the course there.
Right. So the idea of calling him over was to have him do the lay on hands that defeats the poison.
Okay.
We've seen what he can do with the giants.
Baby Yoda, do the hand thing. Do the hand thing.
Do the hand thing.
All right. So, are you going to do it?
Yep.
All right. So you go in there and you're like, by the power of Iomade, and you're like, well, maybe not Iomade, but okay. And yeah, so eventually you see, even after Flashheart takes his hands away, it takes a few moments, and you begin to see sort of the color flow back into Sivar's face. He doesn't immediately wake up, but after a few moments, you see his eyes start to kind of flash a little bit and flutter, and you see his hands sort of struggle against. He's got these crude twine bonds, that are just like this to keep his more. It's not even really trying to keep him tied up. It's more like keeping him in position in case he would move around in the crate.
Packaging.
Yeah, it's packaging. Yeah, exactly. It's that coarse twine that you use. But yeah, he sort of wakes up and he kind of looks around. He's like, oh.
And I'm going to do.
Am I dead?
And I'm going to do.
Am I in Valhalla?
Heal.
You're Lothar for
Not yet.
No.
So he's looking. I mean, his eyes are sort of open, but you can see he's not really seeing anything yet.
Hey, Les, since we found him, I'm going to have the half orc. I'm going to have him come around with me, so we're all in the same building.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I will give you control of Grillvex so that you can move him, and you just put him where you want.
And now I'm going to do Cure Serious.
Okay.
Karina will move in the building inside that door in the back where she's opened up, so we're in the same room. But she's still got the door cracked.
Okay. So just keeping an eye out back there.
And I'm going to leave Otto out here with his exceptional sense of smell and sight, in case kind of just hunkered down there by the
Okay.
wall.
All right. I'm looking for a Sivar thing here.
Be right back.
We
Actually,
need to get back to the hotel pretty quick then, right?
now I'm going to do cure critical.
Okay.
So 4th level.
All right. So after those spells, he begins to perk up quite a bit. We'll use this guy.
Oh, Jesus.
What?
Only one
Did
of
you,
them.
did you
No,
roll
it wa-
poorly?
No, it wasn't terrible, but there is, of course, a 1 in my healing rolls, as always.
Are you bursting or are you just
No, that was
okay.
just cure
Just-
critical for Sivar.
Just seeing
Okay.
Thrillvec was getting a little low, but
No, not yet. I can certainly burst next, but at this point, his focus is
Has anybody been hit?
making sure. No,
Yeah, I
he
don't
was
think
talking
so.
about the half orc or the
All these
Yeah.
guys.
the
Yeah.
half orc.
They all got hit.
Okay. With the cures and that kind of stuff, you figure he's about halfway. But he's conscious and he sees you, Lothar, and he's like, oh, it can't be. It's Lothar, my old student. Lothar, I must be in Valhalla because you fell in Canebris. I must be in Valhalla. And he reaches out. He's like, I knew I would see you again in the afterlife, my friend.
Yeah,
We're kind of in the other place, actually.
I'm going to
Yeah.
explain that this is about as far from Valhalla as we could get.
What do you mean, good Lothar? Oh, I
Went the
can't tell
opposite
you
way.
how glorious it is to see you again. I thought I would never join you again in death.
We're in the abyss.
We weren't good at Valhalla.
Did we fail somehow in the worship
I know.
of the old gods?
Absolutely not. You're not dead, nor am I.
I'm not dead. I don't understand. I thought I was. How am I seeing you again if I'm not dead? For you were dead, I thought.
No, I'm not dead either.
Not yet.
Not yet.
The realization sort of dawns on Sivar, and he's like, "Oh shit, we got to get out of here."
Yeah.
Precisely.
All right, so I've given him some hit points. I have given you control of him. So now
Okay.
you've got a couple of freshly healed ex-slaves to carry around. I know that the plan was to get him back to the hotel
Yeah.
and maybe Grillvec now too. But there's also 1,100 minus 2 slaves still in this warehouse who are still packed up and poisoned.
the next thing that occurred to me is that there's got to be an antidote to this somewhere to deactivate. I don't know if it's on site or not, but somebody has to have the deactivation to bring these things back around when it's time
Well,
for them to.
it could be that it just works itself out of their systems over time.
Yeah.
Remember, they're being packed for shipping to places that are not Alishanera, right? So on one hand, you've got slaves that are bought and purchased here, and they just take them back to the villa, and they're all right, get to work, that kind of thing. But Redlands Consortium specifically and solely sells slaves in groups for mining work. So that mining work takes place on different islands. So remember that the Nocticula's domain is not just Alishanera, it's this entire plane of the abyss. And of this plane, is essentially built of an enormous ocean, of which there are many islands. There are mining operations on various of these islands. So what they've done is essentially they've created this system so that they can pack and ship people efficiently and without hassle, and the poison probably not only makes them somnolent, but it also slows down their heart rate, their breathing, their need for food, their need for oxygen, in such a way that they, when they get to wherever they're going, they pop them out of the crates, they lay them down. A day or two later, they're back on their feet because the poison has worn itself out of their system. It could be that too.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. In which case they probably wouldn't have the antidote here because they don't care. They're just prepping them for packaging. The other end that would be worried about trying to get them back functioning.
There's probably some shrinkage too, as we say in
Probably.
retail.
I'm
Does
just,
you know about the shrinkage?
I was just thinking that there might
I
be a
was in the pool.
deactivation potion around here somewhere.
You haven't found, so you guys have been in these warehouses for the better part of an hour, and from start to finish, and you haven't found anything that looks like a potion or anything like that, or any sort of medical kits at all. I mean, basically, these warehouses are devoted to two things: storage, and in some cases, loading of crates and processing of shipping. So you can see it's got, there's a shipping gate, there's an alley that's perfect size for wagons. These are out processing areas.
And
So if those potions that you're thinking about exist, they probably have them in the main office.
Well, that or they'd be on the other end of the delivery cycle.
Yeah. You've checked through a couple of these crates and you found nothing inside but people. No food, no water, just the people.
Anybody else shows up, maybe we should let them stay alive for like 15 seconds to answer a question.
Yeah, I don't
you're
know
gonna have to
about
talk
that.
about Fletcher about that.
I think we need to leave.
No.
No.
I think we should try to knock out what we can while we're here.
Well, the question is, even if we can get these people back conscious,
We can't do anything for them.
what are we gonna?
We don't have a place to put up 1,000 people.
Well, we can let them go and let them raise hell and slave
we
town.
want to do that. We want to do that, but I think we want to do it on a much larger scale.
Well, yeah, and the thing about it is, even if we get them all back sort of conscious, and we let them go raise hell, they're all going to get caught again.
Most of them are going to die.
Yeah, because most of them are butt naked with no weapons and groggy. So,
yeah. If you were put in that situation, would you rather be shipped off to a mine or given a chance to do something?
Oh, no, I agree with you. I don't disagree with the premise at all. I'm saying,
the outcome too.
Yeah, it's how do we give them any kind of fighting chance? And if we can't, then what do we do?
Les, you see my note?
I'm answering it.
Okay.
While we're figuring this out, they could stay here in these warehouses where people would just assume they're still caged and drugged and everything. I think we take advantage of this opportunity and really stick it to the Slavers Guild, at least this company of it, by finding out who's all still in the office. We wiped out the warehouse. If they keep sending small groups to the warehouse without knowing what's going on, we wipe them out, and then we can take the office.
So we just hang out here, playing Good Samaritan for a couple of days till they're all like conscious and able to move around.
Well, we don't necessarily hang out here, but we let them hang out here until they're conscious and moving around and everything. The rest of the city is just going to think this is still a slave warehouse with the slaves in the boxes.
Provided we take out the office staff.
Provided we take out the office staff.
Is what you're saying. And then there's no reason.
And I'm not saying stay here for a couple of days waiting for the office staff. Stay here for another hour to see who else they send down here in small groups. Because right now the alarm has not been raised at the office.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
Well, we do know that Illendar put a crossbow bolt into the back wall
of the warehouse.
I know, I'm just teasing.
Yeah.
So I can hit the broadside of a barn.
But only just.
Barely.
Do you want me to go back to opening crates or what?
No, don't open crates.
I heard
we don't have
say,
that kind of time.
I heard somebody say I couldn't hit the side of a barn if I was in it. I thought that was pretty well put.
So I could be on. Yeah, I'd be on board with leveling these people. But as far as the people, if we say until they come to, we don't have the means to feed them. We don't have the means to put them up anywhere. We don't have any weapons for them. Most of them are probably going to be 0 level whatevers. They're not going to be very effective, especially in the Abyss, when everything could like easily level a whole adventuring party of level 5 or lower.
Right.
Bardos is right. They get a shot. I mean, you're just basically giving them a shot.
That's
4 days.
true.
They can probably have enough body fat to make it 4 days.
Let them go on their own terms. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know who's in there. The next Messiah could be in one of those crates. Who the hell knows?
How many lay on hands can I do at level 10?
I mean, if they can eat giant flesh, they got plenty to eat.
They got a few weapons, giant size.
So do we want to go after the office?
Yes.
God damn it! Hold on a second.
But
Not you guys.
but wait here an hour first to see who else they send down here.
Okay, I need yes from someone that I trust.
No, Karina's not going to give that to you. She's not going to be responsible for this shit show.
Bartos thinks we should take these people out. It's,
I mean-
if nothing else, it'll get us notoriety. If
Yeah.
once this all comes down and
If we want notoriety, the biggest notoriety would be wiping out the complete slave company here.
Just remember
Well,
that.
that might be worth staying 4 days, actually.
Remember, our main job here is to
40
drive a
investment.
wedge. Hey, remember, our main job is to drive a wedge between the Baphomedians and Nauticula. So this is going to get on Nauticula's bad side, or maybe just
Right.
get her
Now,
aware.
Also, these slavers supply slaves for what? The miners?
Yeah,
And are part of those miners those crystals that are illegal to mine?
one would have to assume yes.
So if we can get into the office and find evidence that they're supplying miners for that, that'll also gain us the right notoriety.
I'm feeling very notorious now. Now I'm on board.
Yeah.
All right, I got
Plus,
Jennifer.
plus from a practical standpoint,
I want to know
I'm all
what
for
Gato
looting as
really
much as
wants
we
from
can
the
around here.
office.
Money for one thing.
yeah,
But
we need resources, so I'm all for looting as much as I can. The office will have probably more than this.
yeah, that's where they
You
get
guys haven't
found.
found anything resembling money in these warehouses.
Trust
Yeah.
me, we found nothing resembling money in this warehouse.
Once again, there's
I
that
should
T
look.
word.
I'll start to look for money.
There's
Wait,
that T
Les?
word coming from Gato. I don't
Yes.
think so.
So I have I think I can do lay on hands 9 times a day.
Okay, you've
Say
done
that.
2 already in this warehouse, not
Right,
counting any that you've done to
So I
yourself.
think we should be more specific on who we want to bring, but I'm going to say that I'm going to rescue who I can with what I have.
Yeah, and let me look now. I don't know
And I'm open to figuring out how to open this,
how frequently I can remove poison.
let's see. Oh, let me,
We just don't have the means to right now.
Well, not on the mass scale that we're
Yeah,
dealing with.
No.
I have divine information here. I have divine inspiration, y'all. We made
Okay.
a friend our first day in the city. Do you remember who? Melkor, the potion maker.
Yeah.
We're dealing with some sort of poison or elixir here. He could be our guy to help us. How do we mix something enough to bring everybody out of it?
Is remove poison, that's a 2nd level spell or a 3rd level spell?
Neutralize poison is a 4th level cleric spell.
That's probably close to $1,000 for each one.
It's a 3rd level ranger spell, and it's a 3rd level druid spell, but it's a 4th level everything else.
I didn't take it as a druid. I thought about it though.
I don't think I can cast a 4th level cleric spell.
Saying we don't have the resources for this scale.
But Melkor might be I think it'd be our best bet.
Well, so
I
you
think
guys
we
are on
should
the horns
put
of
it
a
in
bit of a moral dilemma, right? I mean, on one hand, you've got over 1,000 people trapped in here. Some of them are going to be good aligned. A lot of them may not be, which, I mean, depending on your alignment and how you want to do it, you could conceivably just leave them here and abandon them to their fate. But the ones that are good aligned, I mean, you've got a paladin and, Lothar, you're lawful good as well, right?
Yeah, lawful good priest.
Yeah. So, I mean.
Oh, now we have 2 lawful good priests.
Yeah. We doubled up.
That's true. Sivar's a priest too. And I think Sivar would be, we couldn't. Once Sivar wraps his head around the enormity of where he is and what's happened to him, he's like, we have to help as many people as we can. Remember, Sivar's also a healer. He's going to want to try and help. That said, the enormity of the size of this problem is, as Illandar puts it, there's like, even if we somehow manage to get all of these people to instantly be back on their feet and undrugged, are we seriously considering marching 1,000 newly manumitted or newly freed slaves through the streets of Alishaneria back to the Worm Empire?
No,
Where are we going to put them?
I got a better plan, guys.
Okay.
I propose a reverse heist. We find some way to get the transportation we need, box all these, or put all these are already in storage boxes, and get them out of the city. And outside the city, we we release those who we can, and either any or all of them, depending on what we're going to do with the evil, and either find a way to conceal them until we can find a way to deal with 1,000 people, or maybe gives us time to figure out how to get them off this plane.
See, the biggest thing is
they could be but I would say this could be our base camp that we build the rest of our slave releasing operations from.
Well, so couple of points. First, Alachanera is in many ways like Manhattan in that it is an island of itself, right? So
Right.
it's not like you can
be by boat.
cross the bridge into Jersey. There's no Jersey. It's just an island. Now, there are other islands off in the distance that you could conceivably get to, but getting there would require a boat or some other means of transportation. That said, you guys have always expressed interest in getting a sky whale.
Well, and there is a Jersey. It's just on a lower plane of hell.
All right.
I'm definitely not leaving here without sky whale.
Now there's 61 61 total crates in these 3 warehouses. Now, if we can figure that 2 of these crates will fit on one of these big giant wagons, you need 30 wagons.
So how many wagons can you get on one sky whale?
I think you could get all 60. I think you get 30 crates on a sky whale.
All right, I think we have our work cut out for us, people. We got a plan now. We need a sky whale.
No.
Tell
How
me
are you
about
going to feed these people? How are you going to clothe them? Are you going to
high-level cleric with gate?
How are you going to give them shelter?
Yeah, gate is what we need.
We need a gate.
We have.
The gate we just destroyed. It would have been nice to have that gate to march them all through and say, "Go home." But we destroyed that. That's what we do.
That permanent gate that we had access to.
Yeah, that permanent gate. That would have been great.
That would have been fantastic.
But we don't have that.
Too bad we destroyed it
Yeah.
with a book.
So Illandar is all about freeing these people and getting them where they need to go. But he is going to be the voice of reason and say, look, we just do not have the resources, the space. We don't have the means to take care of them. I mean, slavery is horrible, but where they're going to get some kind of shelter, they're going to get fed, because otherwise you have to take care of your slaves, otherwise they don't work.
Well, at this point, Grilvek pipes up and says, look, I was taken prisoner. My entire village was attacked, and I was taken prisoner by your people. And he points at Illandar. And if I was brought here, maybe the rest of my village was brought here. I have to stay and find them if I can.
Okay.
And I would implore you to assist me in this, for I'm but a simple cook from a Orcan village in the Golarion.
As soon as he says he's a cook, I take a step back.
Yeah.
Marina as a hunter and just a kind of an earthy gal, I like Bardos's original idea. If we could just get them on their feet. I actually like the idea of throwing up the doors and letting 1,000 slaves just pour through, and we can give advantages to those that we want to give advantages to, or treat them differently, those that we deem good, worthwhile, whatever. But just because there's going to be a bunch of them that are evil, just letting them all out, that's a lot of notoriety when the streets are flooded with 1,000 missing.
So you're proposing a slave Hunger Games?
Yeah.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
The other side of that,
notoriety is huge on that. I mean, that's
what's the worst thing a slave can have is being stuck in a mine. I mean, that's like the absolute worst.
Yeah.
Fate
What's the notoriety of a heist of 1,000 slaves at one fell swoop?
That's a good point. If you stole 1,000 slaves and transported them to a different island on a sky whale, somebody might notice.
That just seems like a lot more work to Farina, but I'm all about freeing them.
Well, I'm kind of thinking at this point.
Mike, did you get my note?
If we go take out the office people.
Look at me?
Yes, I did.
Mike. Okay.
If we go take out the office people, that might give enough time for these people to start waking up, assuming that it's a short-acting poison.
Yeah.
Because they're to be shipped to wherever they're going. The mining consortiums are not going to want them to be lounging around for 3 days. They're going to want them to be
up and
running fairly quickly upon delivery, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we
It's-
kind of have to assume this poison is a short-acting thing.
Yeah, I'm all for what you're saying. Getting rid
Yeah.
of the
So
front office.
I agree with basically Gordon and Jen at this point. I think that we don't have the ability to help them that much to sort of bring them all into safety, but we might have the ability to take out the office and have this area be safe enough for them to get on their feet and go there.
It is sort of out of the way. Remember, it's
Yeah.
not down in the flesh markets. It's separated from them.
Right. And go to whatever they can get to.
So then we need to open all the crates before we leave.
Yeah.
So they're all open. They can easily just slide out, and then we need to take out the entire office.
Well, then I'm thinking if we open all the crates and take out the office, provided there are not large amounts of reinforcements, we could actually stick around to wait until they start to wake up.
Yes, I also don't see it as a mercy for waking him up and letting him fend for themselves. In this particular situation, which is an impossible situation for them to survive.
All right, but
Well-
what's the alternative?
I just proposed an alternative.
Which is?
Heist. We hit it with Melkor to double check if they wake up on their own, if there's a reagent that might make them wake up faster. We have to separate the good from the evil somehow, which I can detect evil, and we got to get them out of the city. But we have to find a safe harbor for them to be at least temporarily safe while we conduct the rest of our operations in the city, because we still have a large list of to-dos to get through.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thinking we'd probably be better off checking out a scroll.
And can we buy a gate? Is what you're thinking?
That's what I'm thinking. Buy a gate
Yeah.
scroll, and then we can mass move them once they're able to move. And the primes, we can gate back to the prime.
What about evil? If they're not from this plane, we let them in. They're evil,
Well-
so I don't think Iomedae will frown upon me if I leave them to do their task. If
Well,
they leave it to their fate, but it doesn't
Yeah,
seem quite right.
Well, yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, but I think that if they're evil creatures, they're not part of our responsibility, basically.
Sure. We'll wait for the evil party of Prime to show up to
Yeah.
free them. Okay. Our mere components.
A couple of anti-paladins and some
Yeah,
evil necromancers show up, and they're like, "We'll take these."
Yeah,
Yeah,
anti-paladin with that little goatee.
Let Ilandar's buddies from the Underdark come and pick those guys up.
Okay. But I
Well,
can't walk away here.
That's an
I have
interesting point. Ilindar knows those drows, and they are slavers. And you're talking about even if 50% of these guys are good aligned, which is probably not going to be, it's not going to be that much.
Right.
But even if it was 50%, you're talking about 550 slaves, which would represent a significant AGP value to the drow.
I wasn't really considering getting the drow involved.
Where's the drow Gato? I think this might be the perfect job for him to broker such a.
The
only
drow Gato
evils-
needs to go back to being non-drow Gato a little more often.
I could get behind him brokering take only the evil ones back to Men's Brazaron.
Well, probably what they would do. I mean, these guys are, I don't know that they would take it. So at least from what Ilindar knows about their operation is essentially it could be that, it could be that those guys brought these guys here and sold them to Red Lands in the first place.
Yeah.
Because remember, the guy said it was a drow raid around my thing. The last thing I remember is getting shot with one of their hand crossbows, and then I woke up. Then I wake up to you guys. So he may have been drugged the whole time.
Here's some more numbers. It's $4,000 for the scroll.
For a
and
gate
you have
scroll?
to find someone who can cast a 9th level spell to do it.
Wait, to read the scroll?
To read the scroll.
To read the scroll or to make the scroll?
I was gonna say, I didn't think you had to be as high a level
I don't
as
think you do.
necessary to read it.
I might be able to use it.
You'd have to have a killer. You have to. You can't just cast whatever. A 1st level wizard can't cast a 9th level wish scroll. There's a certain thing you have to be able to roll, or you have to have certain abilities to be able to do that.
Gate is
As high as possible. Bardo, do you know how high of a scroll you can cast without?
I mean, it's the spells that you can cast, which for us is
It's it's your level or lower, but you can overcast, but I think there's a DC for that, or there's a.
Yeah, it's a DC that you have to roll. And actually, Bardos, with his the surge that he can do, he can probably cast it pretty easily because he gets like a plus 15 or something like that right now.
So here's the deal: $4,000 for a gate that's going to last 9 times 6. 54 seconds.
So we can't get away through it.
You had to get 500 people through there. You have to get 100 people a second every 10 seconds.
54 seconds.
10 people a second.
That's not going to work.
You need a catapult.
Bardos has permanency. He might be able to do something with that, maybe. I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good point. Gate and permanent?
I can't imagine that would be cheap. Otherwise, these would be all over the place.
Well,
we're going to create a permanent gate from the abyss to the prime material.
Yeah.
Let's put it in.
We can dispel it when we're done with it.
Yeah, we'll put it we'll link it to the storeroom that we know in Castle Dresden.
I mean, permanent's not really permanent. It's just permanent until it's dispelled.
Right.
And what about the guy who runs the Worm Empire?
Belisarius.
Yeah. Doesn't Ilindar have the ability to sort of QCR code his ass up?
Yeah.
I can call him and talk to him.
Maybe he has some idea of or some abilities sort of beyond ours that could help us with what we need to do.
Oh, he's got lots of abilities beyond ours. I just don't know if he'd risk his position here to help a bunch of primes out.
Well, he already runs.
He runs a prime.
He prime focused in where demons are prohibited. So it seems maybe he has a proclivity in that direction anyway.
So,
but again, sort of back to it. I think first we need to clear out the office.
Yeah, let's do that while we're gaming, and then we can talk about what we can or can't do via email in between gaming sessions.
Because the other question is, if they have regular sort of pickups from these badass demons that come in boats, then maybe we want to try to eliminate the rest of this sort of operation before the next one shows up. Because he might not just stand around smoking and be amused.
No, he might find it appropriate for him to notify Nocticula what is happening.
Yeah.
Remember, the Carano demons their contract is directly with Nocticula, and they have the monopoly of essentially river traffic, commercial river traffic, I should say. Anybody can buy a boat, and there are voidunoi in the waters and that kind of thing. But when it comes to commercial traffic, the Carano demons have the monopoly.
Well, I mean, we're good guys here, but from a demon's perspective, could this be considered a hostile takeover? And that is our shop now?
I don't know how you would consider it any other way.
All right, so
it wasn't a friendly one.
So you guys are going to set yourselves up as slavers?
Yeah, we're gonna prop up Gato as the front man, and what is anti-paladin? Where's the
No.
Yes, along that line of questioning, I become the worst archer ever.
Okay, so we're not going to become slavers.
No.
And I'm not asking that. I'm saying I don't want to become a slaver.
Really? Because like 3 weeks ago, you were a slaver assassin.
It was all pretend.
He was a slave supplier.
Yeah. He was just working his
But
way.
I was told-
he was a wholesaler. He wasn't
that's not
retailing
what
it.
we're doing. So I listened. I understood. I'm agreeing. I have grown since then.
Okay.
So Gato is the Amazon warehouse of slaving.
There you go.
He's not the end result. Once again, no.
Yeah, Lothar, I know
So
you
that's
and
a
I.
no also. Okay, now I know. I've listened. I've learned.
Okay, let me throw out some more numbers. $4,000 plus 23 grand. That gets us a permanent teleportation circle.
So we just need like 30 grand.
Plus another grand for the components. So whatever that is.
So maybe
30 grand, which will be in the office.
So 30 grand gets us a teleportation circle that's permanent until we unpermanent. And that basically does one person at a time. So one person per round whenever you create this thing, you tell it. Actually, no, I'm sorry. This is teleportation. This isn't even plane shift. Never mind.
Yep.
This would be 30 grand to get them out of the city and to somewhere that, and I use air quotes when I say is safe here on this plane.
Yeah, no, because we'd still be in the abyss.
I know, but why do we need 30 grand for that when we got a sky whale, or we can hire a sky whale?
We can't get the sky whale to our plane. At least we don't know how to yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, no,
But
yeah.
to move them to another island.
I'm just saying that, yeah, I think we're gonna have to do stages here. This is, and I also think that this could be a dress rehearsal for our main thrust at if we really want to do real damage to their slave markets. This is just an annoyance to them. This wouldn't do anything to the market. If we want to bring the whole thing down, this might be like a dress rehearsal for whatever we decide to do. And it doesn't have to be decided tonight, but we can think about it.
Right. I say we
Flashcard's not leaving this plane until we figure
and
something
then
out.
we do emails to figure out what we're going to do
Yeah,
after that.
let's go for the office workers.
Sounds good.
Okay. We're heading to the office, Les.
All right. So how are you guys gonna go about that process? I mean, so the office.
Full frontal assault.
It's just all right. So the alley that you see here on the southernmost edge of the map goes over to the office. So the office, which is about 35 to 40 yards that way, also sits on this alley, but it also sits at the intersection. So that there is another street that goes in front of the office, and that is where the door to the office is. So you got an alley that goes up there, and then there's a street that crosses that alley. So the front door is on the other street. Now, typically they don't have walk-in traffic. So there's no counter. There's no, it's not like in the flesh markets where they have, booths and pavilions and turtles and that you can climb up on, that where they show their wares and they're selling ones and twos and that kind of stuff. These guys are about quantity and about specificity, so they don't get walk-in traffic. So I mean,
is there only a front door?
So it's completely unexpected.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Let's
that's
get
true.
some surprise.
Is there only a front door? Yeah. As far as you know, there is. There doesn't. You could sort of see the rear of the building from here, and there doesn't seem to be any doors or windows for that matter. It's actually not a very large building, maybe 40 by 40, if that. And no, it's I'm sorry, 40 squares, so 200 by 200.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 2 floors. So it's not huge. It's not as big as the it's not as big as the warehouse complex. But yeah, you don't see any other.
So front door, full frontal assault is the only option then.
Well, unless you can find a way to sort of pass through the wall.
We have a giant.
Yeah, he's not in really great shape though.
But he could be.
You're gonna lay on hands on a giant and
wait? Can you enlarge a giant
for the best?
You can enlarge a giant. Should you enlarge a giant?
He's not our friend, you realize.
Yeah,
he's not our friend.
There's no guarantee he's going to be our friend.
No, I get that.
Definitely not the slaver's friend, though.
Right.
Well, you're guessing he's poisoned. He's probably going to get shoved. He probably was going to get shoved in a crate.
Yep.
And sent to some island somewhere to work in the mines.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
the fact that he would be thankful for not being sent to a mine doesn't mean he will be friendly when we bring him out of drugs.
Right.
Yeah, or that he has the brain power to figure all that out.
Right.
Or without tons of healing, he'll be in any condition to do anything like that.
Hey, Elendar,
Yeah,
can we do that special thing when this starts?
sure.
Okay.
What kind of weird special thing you got going?
do we leave
Where our
somebody
tongues touch.
I want to be unseen.
Yeah, make him invisible again.
Is there docking going on?
Invisible? That's not fair. You've already been invisible once today.
We're cutting you off. That's it.
No,
Cutting you off.
You've had
not yet.
All right, Les. Sorry, not Les, but should we leave somebody behind to kind of monitor the situation here, or do you want to leave some of our familiars behind?
We're leaving the orc here.
Well, Grillvac is like, look, if if you noble heroes aren't going to help me aid me in helping to find the rest of my tribe, well, then I will simply do it myself.
No, we're going to do that.
We're going to make sure that no one comes to kill you while you do that. That's how we're helping you.
We're going to help you, but first we have to erase the immediate threat.
Can we give him a major healing too, so he can be at full second level?
No.
So adorable. Just want to put it in
Well,
my pocket.
what are you guys going to do with Sivar too?
Do Sivar?
Sivar's the cleric that
right, the
he
cleric.
came to save.
I think
He's staying here with the orc and help getting people out of crates.
Or if you guys want to wait a few minutes, we can put Sivar on Storm, and Storm can fly him back to the hotel.
Or we can do this too. I can get 9 people out of crates, but I don't know what we're gonna do with those 9 people, or 7 more people, whatever.
Go ahead and get 7 more people out while Storm flies Sivar back to the hotel.
Well,
That's
which 7?
I'm gonna detect evil, and then I'm gonna look for.
Okay.
This box right here. Oh, wait.
That was weird. I'm going to.
Lothar, are you okay with that?
He's thinking it over.
I know.
That means you, Chuck.
He knows.
I got Chuck.
He's taking a quick leak, I bet. That happens.
So I guess I'm going to look for criteria of people that could be helpful to the mission at hand. Burly, high level, non-evil. Anybody who looks like a paladin.
Well, you don't see any paladins, and the likelihood is, the sad part is, the likelihood is that any paladins would have probably, that they came across, would probably have been just simply murdered outright.
Fought to the death, and yeah.
Yeah.
They would have died with their boots on. That's what you meant to say.
Right.
Chuck,
So-
come back, Chuck.
So do you doubt that? I mean, you find several people who register as good aligned. They're scattered between variety of boxes. There's no real rhyme or reason to them. Some of
They
them
don't really categorize them.
Actually,
before
we
they
can't
come.
we can't tell good or neutral. All we can do is tell evil.
Right.
Well, oh really? So
Detect evil, right?
All he can do is detect evil. So we can tell what the evil ones are, but we don't know if they're neutral or good. I mean, anyone who's left is either neutral or good.
true. So yeah, you're doing it by you're doing it by process of elimination. essentially.
right.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
And
I
then
get you.
also, I forgot that I'm going to ask Grovek, was his village predominantly half work, or was it a mixture? Or
Orcs and half orcs.
okay, so
We were a noble village, and we did not discount our human brethren from the village across the lake.
I surreptitiously
Orcs and rape victims.
detect evil on Grovek.
Grilvek, he is evil.
Yeah.
Come on. I'm going to give him a pamphlet so he can think things over. Yeah. Have you heard the good news?
Hey, Chuck, are you back?
Yeah.
All
What
right.
are your thoughts about putting your friend on Storm, just to have her fly him right back to the hotel and let him stay there until we get done here?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I was actually thinking about asking Bardos if he could teleport him there and back, and Bardos come back, but that's 2 high-level spells wasted. So, but yeah, if we can get him back to the hotel where he's safe, into our room.
Yeah, she can be in the air, fly him all the way there, and then once she gets there, I just dismiss her, and then it takes me 60 seconds to conjure her right back here.
Yeah, that'd be perfect, just to get him safe.
All right, let me check the thing, how long it would take her to fly back to the hotel. It's kind of far from where you guys are. Well, not that far.
Not really.
Hold on, let me check. So according to my calculations, it is about 3.1 miles from where you are right now to the Worm Empire. So how fast does she go?
She can do that in about 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes. Okay. Do you guys want to wait here while she's doing that? Or do you guys want to just like bust
We
in?
want to wait here because if there's any more coming, we can take care of them while she's gone.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool.
So I'll tell Sivar to trust the dragon.
Oh, here we go.
See him looking.
Sorry.
He's waiting.
Nothing. He didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything.
Sorry. Took me a minute. There's an extra one for you then.
And then get him back into our room so that he can eat and drink and sleep or whatever he needs to do. And
So we give him whatever key we've got.
Don't
And
feed
tell
the
him
bird.
what-
man.
Well, he would protest. So Sivar is going to protest to you, Lothar. He says, "Look, I haven't." He goes, "I thought you were dead." He goes, "I thought I had lost you in Canebris. I went through all these things. I don't want to leave you now. If there's fighting to be done, I'm here to do it with you at your side again."
yes, well, I will explain to him that he has gone through a great deal, and that I would really prefer that he go and rest and get back to his full strength, and that we'll be back to see him shortly.
But what if you fall in this attack? I will never see you again. I'll never know what happened to you.
We
Yeah,
won't
that's not
fall.
that's
What
not
if he
going to
was?
happen.
Yeah. That's not in the cards.
Yeah.
And
What if the DM has put like a couple of lishes in that hole?
and sort of as an aside, I'll whisper into his ear that Erastil has said that he is one of his chosen and his favorite, and he needs to go back and be safe.
He
That's
looks
what I
at you
was-
and he's like, "How can you
that's-
speak of such things? How do you know?"
That's what I was tasked with.
Erastil
This is
has
actually-
spoken with you.
This is actually going to be kind of quite a shock to him because when he left Lothar was Lothar first level,
Yes.
Yeah.
and now Lothar is probably higher level than he is.
Oh yeah, absolutely he is by several levels. Lothar's
So-
probably in the 4 to 5 range at best.
He left this punk kid, and now this kid, has twice the ability he does.
Yeah, well, I mean, he would recognize. I mean, Lothar, you're carrying a bow that gives off every indication that it is It is a beloved weapon of Erastil.
Yeah.
It is essentially Erastil's version of Radiance, almost.
Yeah.
He would recognize that. He's like, he's like, with you at my side and Erastil at our backs, none can stop behind us. Let me go with you.
Yeah, again, I'll explain to him that he needs to go and get his rest. That there will be plenty of time for that.
All right. Well, he capitulates, but only in the obvious closeness to Erastil that you have, which exceeds his now. So he will be like, "All right, but I will wait. I will wait. I will not rest until I see you again."
So now
Grabs your arm in the
get on
traditional
dragon.
Elfin greeting. He's like, "It is good to see you again, Lothar. We will never be apart again. Well, sometimes, but you know what I mean."
Well, I mean,
I say, are we spooning? Is that what's going on now?
it isn't.
We shall
open
spoon in
tradition.
Erastil's name.
I didn't realize this priesthood was Catholic-like. Okay.
Nothing shall come between us except for this thin layer of gabardine that I'm wearing right now. Right, so Storm grabs him up.
This conversation, Storm's like tiptoeing away, like not it.
So he gets on the Storm. Storm still has those the carry straps, right? I mean, you can still.
No, she's got a saddle for 2 people that can ride her kind of like a horse.
Yeah, like a palanquin almost. All right, so he'll get in there, and he's like, I never knew that I would have to travel so far to ride on a dragon.
No, that's not fair.
She reaches over real quick, smack.
But yeah, and then they take off. Grilvek is like, "If you shan't help me any further than you already have, then allow me to bend to the task myself and find my tribesmates. My fellow villagers. I can feel their presence. I know they are here."
We've got 20 minutes. We could probably open the rest of the crates and just let him.
Just see Illidar going, "I got 20 minutes. We can help you."
Yeah.
I'm sure
I'll
it's been
watch
opening
the,
crates this whole
Wes.
time. I don't know how many are left, but he hasn't stopped.
Oh, so yeah. But by the
So
time
you've
we've been
just been
arguing,
bashing open things.
Fletcher's got all of them open.
All right,
Yeah.
so according to my calculations, to open all 61 crates,
Therapy less, so he's going fast.
so it would take well over an hour, and to examine the people inside would take about.
Just popping them.
Yeah, we're not examining. We're just popping them open so we can have easy access to them.
Okay, so you're just popping the lids off and just moving on to the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool. So yeah, even at that rate though, it would still take it would take over an hour.
Okay. Well, while
For
we're
this whole
waiting,
time, he's been doing it.
yeah.
I have it as a baseline amount as 1 minute to safely open each crate.
And you got Fletcher and Flashheart, which will be doing them very rapidly.
Okay.
You've got Bardo and Illendar, which we somehow putting them back to staple them back up.
Oops.
Whoops. Did we do that?
I'm just putting a torch in there so we can see you guys better.
So, but yeah, for 20 minutes with the whole party kind of just moving from crate to crate.
I don't think you could get them all open, and you certainly couldn't get them all examined.
No, we get a bunch of them. No, we're not examining anything. We're just popping them open.
Okay, yeah, I think I mean, getting there once you get the handle on it, and you can find other pry bars and stuff like that. You get them open. I still think it would take probably the rest of the hour to do it. I mean, you're talking about 61 immense crates. It's not like popping open birthday presents.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, these are crates that are 10 foot by 10 foot almost, or 8 foot by 8 foot.
What Illendar's doing is waiting for notification from Storm. When the Storm lands and lets them off the hotel, she'll say, "Okay, I'm here."
Okay.
At which point, I dismiss her, and then I do the 1-minute ritual to summon her right back here where we're at.
Okay. Grillvec is kind of following behind you guys, and he's sort of like pulling heads out. No. What about this one? No, that kind of thing. He's had to find a stool to sort of get up on some of the high ones and that kind of stuff. But he's looking. You're not sure if he's found anybody from his tribe yet, but he keeps looking as you guys open these crates up. Eventually, after about 20 minutes or so, you get the notification. Storm is like, "I have dropped Sivar here. He has talked my ear off the entire time that we were talking." But Erastil sounds like a great god.
Storm's gonna say, "But I'm not the one spooning with him tonight." So it's all-
Yeah.
And it's my understanding that Erastil, many dragons go to Erastil. All right. So what are you doing? So you basically you cancel the summoning and she is sent back to wherever she is from.
Yep.
Okay. You do
Yeah,
that
we've done this before. Yeah.
And then he rips her out of that place again.
And then I just do the ritual to pull her back to me.
Okay. How many times do you do that a day?
I do that indefinitely. As long as she's not dead. If she ever dies, I can't pull her back that day.
For it's a 24-hour period.
For
right?
24 hour, yeah. Until the next day.
Okay.
But
all right.
I can dismiss her and summon her as many times as I want. It just takes a minute to do it.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. So you guys are there any other things that you want to do at the warehouse? Now, Grillback is obviously going to stay. Did you say that you were going to pull 8 or 9 people that you were going to lay on hands on and get them up and running?
Yep.
Are you going to do this before we go into battle?
Don't use all those before we go into the office.
That's what I said I was doing here while you guys are smashing up the crates.
Okay, once I see you do the first couple, I'm going to say, "Hey, we're still going to get into a fight here in a little bit." So,
all right. Well, like I said, I'm picking out people who can help us continue the work here and/or could be useful. Look like they could be used to us at this particular time.
Okay. It does come to pass that Grillvec actually finds somebody that he recognizes. It's an orc, muscular, kind of beefy-looking orc. He's like, "My friend, I cannot believe it. It's my fellow villager. I knew they were here." And he drags him out onto the floor, and he's like, "Iomedan, please, if you could, lend the power of your healing prowess to my tribesmate."
I will do so.
Okay.
So I've used 2 plus 2 plus 1 now.
Okay.
So 5 out of 9.
Guy comes alive and Grillvec's like, "Oh, it's so good to you." The guy's like, "Where am I? What happened to us? The last I remember with the drow, this drow brought us to some place on the abyss that frankly sounds made up, but apparently we are here. It is some place called Narnia or the Shire or something like that."
Wrong kind of orcs.
So they keep, help me, brother. Let's find the place. He's like, "I will help you." And so they start going around to all the crates that you guys have been opening. They're looking at stuff like that, and so they're just doing their thing. If you're gonna husband the rest of your lay on handses for right now, that'd be okay. They're doing what they do. But you also hear them mention that if they find any drows, to slay them immediately. Aye, brother, I will.
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Unlikely you're gonna find anything here.
When you get to the barbecue, the drow barbecue tomorrow night, they'll be like, "We had a lot of other guys that were supposed to come to this, but they just didn't show up. We don't, no call, no show, no nothing." All right, so what do you guys want to do? So there's like the alley that goes there. There's also the water sort of goes by, but the river kind of goes past it, and there's no docking area. I mean, you guys could conceivably jump in the water and swim over there and get onto the stone again. But probably the easiest way to get from the warehouses to the office is to simply cross that 35, 40-yard space between here and there and just go in there. In that space, so they obviously own that space too. There's wagons parked. There's stacks of wood that are going to be made into crates, that kind of thing. So it's not completely open ground.
Office is 2 stories high?
Yeah, 2 stories high with a peaked roof.
Pitched roof, okay.
Does it have windows in the second story?
No, none. No windows that you can see from the rear.
Okay.
You suspect the way the construction is, maybe no windows at all.
Well, I'm going to have Ziggy do a flyby.
Okay. So Siggy flies over and confirms no windows of any kind and only one large door at the very front of the thing. There's a sign on the front that says Redlands Consortium, and says providing slaves to mining since 1837 AZ or whatever.
Right.
Thursday.
Yeah, since Thursday. There are a couple of so Siggy will see that there are several dudes out front on the street. There's another one of those lizard carts and 3 of those sort of warehouse guys, but you don't see any other guys. And then as Siggy is flying over, she does see a large creature come out of the door, which seems to be ajar, and talk with the it is talking as she flies over and sort of flies back. This creature begins talking with the warehouse guys. So she'll tell you it's the same guys, it's the same kind of demons from the warehouse. But this other guy is big, and I haven't seen anything like him yet.
Hey guys.
Yes, sir.
I am willing to try to lead those guys that are outside back to us. The way I would do that is I would go and find that big giant that we left in the warehouse, just kind of walk him in that direction. And when they saw him and reacted, I would drop whatever lead he has and run back in this direction. I think there's a good chance they'd follow me to find out what I was doing.
You're like the Pied Piper of demonic executions.
Kind of, yes.
So you're thinking you want to try and fight him here at the warehouse as opposed to out front of the
where they would raise the alarm immediately? Yes.
All right, try to draw them off.
Huh. It's possible, I suppose.
I mean, they know that the giant's supposed to be in these warehouses. If they see this drow just walking him down the street.
Well, so they're around front. So, I mean, they're not in the alley. You would become up. There's really no one in the alley right now.
Well, no, I'd be walking that way, though, past them.
Up the alley and around the corner.
Up the alley, around the corner.
Okay. Would you speak to them or some way? It's like, I found this. Can I keep them? That kind of thing?
Well, it depends on what they say it to me first. But my eventual thing is to just outrun them back to here.
Okay.
So he's got some of their property. When they confront him, then he'll run away.
Right.
All right. This could work. You want to? I mean, what do you guys think about it?
We can use that to set up an ambush.
Yeah.
Storm's gonna get up on the building, and then he can lead them back to the whole party, so we can start killing them, and she'll just drop in behind them.
Well, let's. I mean, we're on this map here, which is all cleared out. So, do we have a map that includes the office space?
The office and the street out front of the office, but not the interstitial area.
Because I would think we should set ourselves up in something of an ambush.
Ambush here. I'm going to lead them back to here.
Where? I don't see your circle.
Well, to the warehouse. Just to this map.
Just do it on this map, so it's easy.
If I get them past this door, if you guys are inside here waiting.
No.
You can cut off escape.
Yeah, no, that works.
Okay, if we do that, then yeah. Then Storm will be close to give Drow something to hide behind.
So you guys wait inside this one. I'm going to lead them this way.
And Siggy's going to go up on the roof, which I can't do.
Yeah, Storm's going to be on the roof right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Where are the rest of you guys going to post up?
We're all going to be inside here.
Are you going to be inside the, in there? Okay.
Yeah, all of us are going to be inside there. That way we can come up behind him.
Come with me, dude.
Marina's gonna go up on the roof too.
I promise Grovek that I'll be back.
All right, so Otto, so you guys set up where you guys are going to post up, and Grillvac is going to stay in this building. Do you guys want to close this door, or do you want to leave it open for the body mountain? It does. It does have a surprise effect on them.
Leave it open, yeah. Hey, Les, can I have control of this guy?
Yeah, sure.
Just so I can move him.
Yeah.
And what are you looking to do, Flashheart? Because you're behind me at the moment.
Oh,
and I think it should be the other way around.
I agree. Yeah,
yeah, we're all going to come piling out this door. So
yeah, get your paladin ass up there in the front.
Yeah,
all right, try now. Got him.
Yeah,
Marina's on the roof above you guys. She's
that
not in the
building?
building.
Okay.
Shoulder to shoulder with Fletcher.
So Farina and Storm are up high, and the rest of us are down on ground level.
Well, Siggy's up there too.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to send Otto over here, and he can come out and flank.
Okay.
I can't get him outside the building, Les.
You have to go through the door.
There we go.
There you go.
I couldn't get him over to the door.
And Otto might be better suited here.
Or
We're leaving these doors open. So if he's in here, it would be a shorter distance for him to get to flank if we catch him in sort of this general area.
Okay.
Not that it matters because he's a cat and he's got a movement rate of
100.
100, yeah.
In there with Storm.
That's fine. That's good.
Yeah, put the kitty with the dragon.
Well, the dragon's up on the roof because she's going to swoop down and basically, yeah, she's going to swoop down and give Gato someone to hide behind. So it'll be Otto and Storm helping Gato.
And Siggy's only on the roof as eyes.
Okay.
So she's going to let me know how things are going.
So yeah, Otto probably should stay right there, hidden in this corner.
I'll remind the giant that we're his friends, ish.
Ish.
He does. I mean, he doesn't even say anything. He just sort of groans. He's really. I mean, he's got a boatload of poison in him. I mean, something this size. I mean, look at the size of him. He's 4 times the size of Gato. He's enormous.
Good job, giant. May well kill you in the morning. Sleep
well.
well.
All right. So Gato, if everybody's in the position that they want to be in, Gato, explain to me what you're going to do. You're just going to walk this guy out. You're not going to put him in a cart or anything. You're just going to walk him up. Okay.
Walking him down the alley, around the corner, past those guys out front.
All right. So you get to the corner of the building. And
not necessarily right next to them, but in their line of sight.
All right. So they're out.
Move me and the
yeah. Let's just show you what it is. Hold on a second. Let me do a little copy paste, and we'll go check out the front door of the Redlands Consortium office.
Yay!
All right, I am going to let's do
any of these guys we can take out in small numbers, the better.
Hey, Gato, do we have any sort of safe word when it's time to spring out of here?
You'll hear me screaming.
Tippy toe. Just sing Lemon Tree by Trini Lopez. Okay, so all right, so do you see what I see?
Oh yeah, I see what you see.
All right, so there's the front door. It's big. It's probably 20 feet across, and you can see the sign sort of hanging from the chain, Redlands Consortium. You see another lizard wagon, and then everything looks like, I mean, nothing untoward what you've seen before except for this guy right here. So this guy is the same size of those guys, but this is what he looks like.
Okay.
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 And so you come around there, and frankly, they're all talking to each other, and they don't even notice you. So you're just standing in the street there, what seems like an eternity.
So,
but it's only probably for 4 or 5 seconds, and then you see that guy, the horned guy, kind of look over and narrow his eyes, and you see him sort of like, he touches this guy next to him, who turns around and looks and says, "Oi, what are you doing?"
I look very surprised and scared.
Okay.
And
hi, fellas.
Run around and start to lead the giant away from them. I know it's not going to be very fast. I want to make it look like, oh shit, I have to get out of here. When they start coming towards me, I'll drop the lead for the giant and head off in that direction.
All right, so you head back down the alley. You're just like come around the corner. You wait for them to spot you. You go like, and then sort of run the other way when you've made sure you've gotten their attention.
Right. I kind of lead the giant with the lead first.
Well, he's not moving very fast.
Well, that it looks like I'm actually trying to still get away with taking the giant away.
Right.
But as soon as they start coming towards me, I'm dropping that lead and running.
Okay. And just leaving the giant back in there. All right. So it's only about, you only get to about, I want to say 50 feet. Yeah. I mean, no, it's even more than that. It's probably 40, 50 feet because both of those guys, actually all three of the warehouse demons and then that guy behind him come around the corner. So at that point you see them, they sort of let go and you hear, "Hey, what are you doing with our property? Where's Earl and Steve?"
He's my property. I found him.
You found nothing. And they're sort of
I'm
like
just yelling this as I'm going that way. So
right.
He's my property. I get to keep him.
They're like, "The hell you do? That's our property. We just put him in the warehouse. What are you doing here, Drow, anyway?" You see them sort of like hustling up. They're not like running after you, but the warehouse demons are sort of moving forward. And the other guy, about that time, you see the other guy sort of turn the corner and start clumping along. He's the one that gives you the creeps.
Yes.
There's something very different about this guy. The other ones are just a standard warehouse demons, and they're sort of hustling up. There's three of them sort of doing that thing that they do. But this guy he's about 20 feet behind them, but following them at a sort of a consistent pace.
Okay.
Hey, Les, how come we only see two of the green guys and then the scary guy?
There's three.
Oh,
There we go.
He was farther up.
got it.
All right, so
He was on smoke break.
he was on smoke break. So at some point, you're going to drop the lead and leave that guy there, right?
Right.
Basically, when you do that, he stops and he just, kind of like just stands there. And they catch up with him pretty quickly. One of those guys grabs his lead and begins sort of taking him into the interstitial area, sort of taking him off to the side. He's looking up at him and he's like smacking him in the face to try and see what the problem is. The other two guys and this guy continue to follow you. And you hear that guy's voice for the first time. He's like, "Drow, halt. I would speak with you about this."
Piss off.
Piss off, you big wiener. Did you call me a wiener?
Yes.
You'll pay for that.
I'm too busy running.
I can't stop. All right.
I'm not invisible. I feel so vulnerable.
I feel very vulnerable right now.
All right. Let me plant these over on the warehouse thing. And all right. So we'll get rid of him. And then, all right. So you're still in the alley, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Hold on a second. I want to make sure I don't.
He's that tiny little person next to the giant.
Yeah, really.
Well, no, he let go of the giant. So the giant is sort of off on her own. He's not going to be in the alley. It's just these two guys.
Right.
And then they're like this commander type behind them. So let's flip back over to the warehouse. All right. And they are coming through there. These guys in front, this guy in behind. Gato, I don't know how far ahead of them are or where you're going to. So go ahead and place yourself in the alley where you would stop.
Oh, he's not going to stop.
He's sitting right around the corner. See ya. Wouldn't want
He's
to be
going to bravely run away.
Sir Gato.
Sir Robin. Yeah.
Brave Sir Gato.
When danger reared its ugly head, he bravely turned his tail and fled.
There.
Okay. That's Lothar. Lothar. The comments by Lothar leaving a sting, huh?
Hey, don't forget to fake a limp on your way.
Oh, they're a little too fast for that. I'm not faking a limp.
All right. So what do you do? I mean, do you sort of stop and turn around?
Okay. So I am actually headed for this door here.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and go to. So what do you? I mean, do you just go running in?
Yeah. Are they still following me?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I go in.
Okay.
So, Laylas,
Yep.
Storm's going to start this by as soon as all three of these guys are past this door,
Okay.
then she's going to drop down pretty much, whoops, right here.
Okay. All right. So they are chasing Gato. Gato goes in the building. These guys move forward. They move to about here as they're angling to go follow him into the building.
And then Storm tells me I'm dropping now. So then I tell everyone who's in my building, okay, Storm just tripped the trap.
Okay.
And then Storm just drops right here.
What's the code? Is like the dragon is in the complex?
No.
Are the demons standing on the big red X we painted in blood on their heads?
Well, they did stop, and so they're like, "Oh, dragon, that's new."
And she's like, she sighs, turns around, smacks Gato again.
Just a minute.
All right. And so Fletcher, did you just come running out?
I did.
And Fletcher lets out an unearthly, hideous scream as he runs out of the door and runs right up to the back of this guy, and I'm assuming sticks that hammer right up his keister.
That's the idea.
All right. What about the rest of you?
I'm coming
I
right
think
next to
at
him.
this stage, maybe give the people who jumped into action in a single action, but then we need to do initiative.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So in this case, it would probably be, would it be Flashheart, Fletcher, and Storm?
What about Farina?
Farina would take it.
Farina can shoot.
Actually, Farina can shoot.
Yeah.
The rest
I'll
of
tell you
us
what.
are
I will give
action.
everybody. I'll tell you what. We'll give everybody. Since this was an ambush situation, I'll give everybody a free single action surprise round, and then we'll roll for initiative.
Okay, so
I should be able to shoot as well
Okay.
into the back of the big horny guy.
Storm's single action is just to drop down and get in their way.
Second, not him. This one. Yeah. All right. So what am I looking at? You only get one action, so just a single arrow.
So
So 29. Who are you shooting? Fletcher, finally?
No, that's no. But even though she's staying there, so it's a full action. Why would it not be a full action?
Well, it's not a full round. It's not a full round action.
It's the
Oh, okay.
surprise.
It's a single
round.
action. It's a
Single
surprise round.
Okay,
You get
so
one.
The 29 is at the guy with the red eyes, the big guy.
The big guy. Okay, so
And it
let's check
Yeah.
his AC. Ooh, what'd you roll? 29?
Yep.
You got him. Barely, though.
Barely. All right, I'll take a barely. So that's with the bow. With is the 2d6 plus 2, and what's the extra, Mike, that I can never remember?
it's 2d6 plus 2 plus 2d6. So you're just 46. Yeah.
Plus 2 twice. No, plus 2 for each one, so that's 8.
No, it's just plus 2. The dice damage, you don't get pluses to that because that's just holy damage.
Okay, got it. Okay, so less 6, so 12.
12 points?
Yeah, lousy roll.
Okay.
But they are holy, so they're good. If he's got a DR against.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, that hit him, but it left a nick on him. He looks down and he looks at you, and you see those red eyes sort of like, sort of arise. All right. So that's Farina. Who's next?
What, Fletcher?
31.
Lothar. Ooh, that is a potential crit. Go ahead and roll on the crit chart.
Well, roll again to confirm.
That's what I mean. Or roll against confirm. So 14. So a regular hit. You do
Exploding
get
dice.
exploding dice. So do you know how
And
to?
you got 3 6s in that one.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's 30 points of damage so far.
All right,
So roll
roll
3 more sixes.
And then I get 3 more D6s.
Yep.
Wow. That's cool.
Okay.
That's wrong. Hang on, sorry.
That is
Yeah,
wrong.
just raw d6s.
Yeah, I hit it wrong. Sorry.
That's all right. So another 6 points.
So
So
36 points.
36, and that's tripled.
No.
No.
It's not
They-
crit.
Oh, it's not
it-
crit.
It
Right,
was
right,
an
never mind.
unconfirmed crit. So
Unconfirmed
just
crit.
36 points of damage.
Oh, so yeah, so he felt that one, and is unhappy with you specifically, Lothar. Rastal, I smell pine leaves. I will destroy you, priest.
Now I think it's initiative.
No. Storm jumped down.
Storm jumped down.
Rest of the guys
Fletcher-
ran
Fletcher
out.
and Fletcher both ran out.
Bardos,
What about Otto?
he ran,
No,
came
I-
up,
Otto,
so
Otto ran out.
he uses to run. What about Bardos and Illendar?
I can't see a target, so I really can't do anything.
That's
Do Fletcher
fortunate.
not get an attack, or we just run out?
You just run out.
Oh, I see. It was the running out.
And Bardos, anything there?
I just moved forward last time done.
Okay.
I think I'm going to move forward and just peek around the corner so I can see something for next round.
You want to clear it first?
Yeah, I'm clearing it. I'm going to clear everything except for Lothar. All right,
Yep.
go for it. All right, let's roll a niche. First things first, I got to add my poor. You guys have just beaten my warehouse guys to a pulp. There's literally a mountain of them.
Woo,
Maybe
27 for
maybe this other guy will show you what slavers are made of.
That's why I'm hoping he dies right away.
Raina
I
got
tried.
I'm sorry?
Raina's on the sidebar, 27.
27. Okay, let me get you real quick. Where are you? There you are. And you're like, back off, Illendar. I think of you only as a friend. Plus, you got a Ruchelet back home. You drow slut. 21. Okay. All right. Anybody else need me to put theirs in? Or do we have everybody?
Yeah, me. You gotta do me. I'm sorry.
Oh, wait. What'd you roll?
I was just waiting for the best for last, which now I've jinxed it by saying that. There you go.
Yeah, you did.
First round 2.
All right.
Yeah, old school.
9. All right. All right. Let me
Swing before
sort.
Lothar. That's what they
All right. I'm looking at the clock here. It is 11 straight up. Do you guys want to stop here and we start with Farina next time, or do you want to do a round?
I can do a round, but I'm good with whatever.
I'm good.
East
I
Coast
can do a
guys.
I'm off tomorrow.
I can do a round. I can do a round.
Dan,
Okay.
If it goes
doing a
badly,
round. All right.
One round. Okay.
If it
Farina,
goes badly,
you're
then we're gonna call it mulligan.
You're up.
Okay. Farina's going to take advantage of the 2-for-1 on her arrows on her first shot.
You have
So
to, do you have to step out first, or can you see?
I'm
from
on the
there?
roof. I'm on the
She's
roof.
Oh, you're on the roof. Yep, you can see.
On the roof. That's where I am.
In
Okay.
Pathfinder, is there an archery bonus? I know for the melee, if you're above them, you get a bonus. Do you get that with archery as well?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay.
One hit only.
One hit only. Damn.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll take one hit. I need Chuck's rolls.
Ouch.
Oh, gosh. Another 12.
12 points. Okay, let's take that out of there.
And then Otto can also go.
Sure. I don't know that Otto could get through to that guy, but Otto can attack one of the
No,
warehouse
this
guys.
guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted this guy here.
All right.
Coming. So it'll be bite and claw, claw. So bite, claw, claw.
Ouch.
Let's have a look there. 26, 28, 23. One
Yep.
hit, the 28.
Even the warehouse guys.
Oh,
So
the
you
warehouse guys.
can't,
Never mind.
I
All
was
3 of
gonna
those
say,
hit. Sorry.
yeah. Come on.
Sorry. The warehouse guys, never mind. They're all hits.
Yeah, they
So does
suck.
he get rend on that guy as well, or some sort of trip attack, or?
Well, I'm gonna try and trip him.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll my CMB, right? Against
Yeah,
his,
roll out your CMB and you're trying to be their CMD.
right. Okay, so there's that. And then I'll do damage.
18. So their CMD is 30, so it's not going to trip him.
Okay.
But it is going to damage him.
It is going to damage him, yeah. And then once again, Otto gets a mouthful of demon.
Yep.
That is so gross. I can't even think about it.
That's the bite. Here's the claw and the claw. So 26, 40, about 44.
44 from a cat?
44 from a very big cat.
It's a big thing.
Imagine what would happen if you put him in the shower. All right,
Then-
so that's
then
a
it'll be
lot.
100
I mean, Otto's getting the measure of these guys. He's just tearing this guy to shreds. He's not going to be able to do anything. Fuck. All right, so that's Farina.
Yep.
Dragato.
Firm, dude.
Stab. Ooh, vermin
From
opportunity.
here, pardon?
Vermin opportunity.
Oh yeah. Lunge attack against this guy. So I think it's just 12, 13.
All right, what'd you get?
Okay. Ooh, natural
Ooh.
29.
Natural 20. So
Wow.
who are you stabbing? Oh, this guy next to you. Okay.
This guy here.
Potential crits.
So let me roll it again.
20. That is a hit. So that is a confirmed critical. Do you want the chart?
Yeah.
All right. I love it when they take the
And
chart.
don't you get sneak attack on this since it's first round and they haven't acted yet?
Yes.
I don't know about that. That seems wrong. All right, here's a crit. Pimp slap. Target suffers maximum damage and target is dazed for 1d3 rounds.
Wow. Awesome.
Yike. All right, so maximum damage.
Okay, so
Including the sneak attack. This may
so
be your first.
maximum damage would have been 12 plus sneak attack is 4d6, which is 24.
36.
Pardon?
36 then?
Yep. And then
Okay.
doubled.
No, it's just max.
Oh, it's just max doubled.
Yeah.
36 plus 4 bleed then.
Oh, because you took the chart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. 36. Oops, sorry.
Plus
And four bleed damage when it's his turn, if he's alive still.
He's still alive.
Which
He's
you
not.
won't be.
He's not happy. He's not happy because you drew that blade across his midsection and his guts are just pouring out onto the street.
Storm's
It's
gonna-
more. It's more than bleed.
Vermithrill 2 people right now.
She might. Illendar, you're up. Speaking of,
Yeah, she's gonna take a 5-foot step
I might not have any warehouse guys to fight when their turn comes around.
and start.
This is gonna suck.
The attacks are gonna start there and then move to him whenever that guy drops.
All right,
Where's
so
the
that guy has
third
10 hit points. Okay, so 24 hits for 27 points of damage and
He's dead.
11 points of holy. So he goes down. He's dead, and that is a verm.
And then
30
Right.
claw for 16. The other guy's dead.
So yeah, so he has 5 hit points left. So that guy in the first 2 attacks at 2 claws, he's killed 2 creatures. They both go down. And that is 2, count them, 2 verms in 1 round for Storm.
You know,
Yeah.
actually, this just puts me on the board now.
I don't think that sounds
Wow.
right.
It's not right.
I don't think that sounds right.
Don't behave.
I'm taking credit for these because it was my plan.
It was a
All
good plan too.
All right, they are down. So another 2 bodies for the pile for later. And Illendar, what are you doing, if anything?
What happened to the third one? Where's the third one?
Can't read.
He's with the giant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he stopped with the giant. Yeah, he's back in the sort of interstitial area.
You know
of the
what?
courtyard.
Illendar's not doing anything. He thinks he's
gonna
the best
hang
of
back.
all.
All right. So this guy,
Now we see what this guy does.
Who hit him last? Oh shit, that was me.
he is going to, and it's not a spell, it's from an item. He is going to dimension door to someplace you don't see.
Yeah, I would too.
Well, I was looking at the concentration rules. He's suffered a significant amount of damage, much more. He suffered like 60 points of damage. So there was no way, even with he has a great concentration roll, but there was no way he was going to be able.
But that only affects if he's in the middle of like a full round spell or a full round action. If it's a single action spell, then that doesn't apply. All that applies for, like, if you're doing a summon spell, which is a full round action, and you get hit while you're in the middle of that, that's when you have to do a concentration check.
All right. Well, he's still going to do that.
He's still going to get out of this ambush,
and it's from an item as opposed to a spell, so no problem there. So he popped off.
Is the office roof lower than the roof of the warehouse? I think you said it was, isn't it?
Yes, the warehouse roof is higher.
So I wouldn't be able to see over it.
No, you wouldn't be able to see over that. Is somebody on the middle roof though?
What's the middle roof?
That's actually where Storm came from.
Where Storm was, but she's not there anymore. Okay.
Nobody is right now.
Right. Okay.
Ziggy up there?
Siggy's over here on the roof of this building.
Yeah, these two warehouses are about the same height, so Ziggy on the roof could see the top of this one, but you can't see over it. I mean, you're talking about he's down in, to metagame a little bit. He's down here in the little patio area.
Yeah.
That is a wall to his right, correct? I mean, he's kind of hemmed in right now, right?
No, he's outside. This is the street.
Oh, that's
we don't know he's there. We don't see him at all.
I know.
Yeah, you don't see him at all. You think
my initial reaction would be like, we've got to storm the
we got to storm this place because he just went back into the office to tell them,
right,
hey, something's going on.
Could be. Fletcher, you're up. Flashheart's open. You're just becoming angry that this guy managed to get away from you, dude.
He gives a scream of impotent rage, and he just smashes this guy on the head. One of the guards that's already down.
Just crushes his skull underneath the hammer.
I'm glad he clarified which guy. I was like,
since Flashheart's standing right next to him.
All right. Well, Flashheart, what about you? What do you do? Turn around and start running for the front door of the main office?
Yep. I think I'm heading towards where the last guard was, at least.
Yep.
Okay.
The guard's sitting there with the giant.
So
into the area. So yeah, he's just standing there in the giant. He's not even looking at you guys.
I'll double move towards him.
All right, you will get next to him next time. So you will be next to him.
Okay.
Hold on.
Wait, and where do the other?
How far is he from the edge of this screen, Les? How many feet away is
he? 30, 40 feet.
From the left side of the screen we're looking at?
Yeah. So what I'll do is in between now and the next time we play, I'll make a courtyard map.
Should I drift it off to the other demon teleport?
You don't know if he teleported, went invisible, or what. He just disappeared.
All right.
Bardos.
I'm going to walk over to Lothar and give him keen edge on his arrows.
Okay.
So 100 minutes, Chuck, double your crit range.
Okay.
Nice.
That is nice, especially with arrows.
Mm-hmm.
And double crit range, I mean, that would be 19 and 20, right?
19 and 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Triple damage.
All right, Lothar, here's your turn. Shoot one of those arrows. Arrows wide open.
Siggy's going up.
Okay.
Do a flyover.
To which direction?
At this point, he's just going up. You said this roof is the highest?
Well, they're both, the roof here and the of these buildings are more or less the same height. So she would be able to, if she's going straight up.
Well, she's going to go, hang on. She's going to go, why can't I grab her? There we go. There, I thought we went, oh, here we go. She's going to go to the middle of this, God damn it, you and your doors. On a flying creature, no less. She's going to go to the middle of this building, but high, to be able to look all the way around it.
Okay.
And
how high is she going above the roof of the building?
She can go 80. So she's
basically
basically flying from here over to here, but at like a 60-degree incline.
Okay, give me a perception check. It's pretty good. She says there is a creature over here. She's not high enough to be sure that it's that guy, but it's big and it's the right size and color.
Okay.
So it could be that she does see somebody over there.
So I'm going to message to Bardos
Okay.
because he's the switchboard.
Right.
Where that guy or where that large creature is, where Siggy sees him. Now, again, like you said, Siggy doesn't know it's the same guy.
But you suspect that it is.
I suspect that it is, and it's large and blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to tell Bardos that's where he is.
Okay. And Bardos is going to send that out on the wire.
Can message that to everybody else.
All right. Well, that's the end of that round. So let's go ahead and stop there.
Yeah.
And we will start here 2 weeks from tonight.
I'm just glad I didn't start snoring during that last bit there. Stay awake, Matt. You can do it. Fight through. All right. That was fun.
All right. Well, this is awesome. Thanks, you guys.
This
Good night,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Fun.
Good night,
Talk to you
everybody.
soon.
What were you saying? Gordon, what were you saying?
I just said I had fun. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. I had fun as well. See you guys next week or in a couple of days.
We'll be
Bye,
talking
Eric.
midweek probably. Bye.
All right, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Right.